So are we live?
Hey,
Are we there? Can anybody hear us?
Eric is here. Hi, Eric. How are you?
But
Thank you for coming in.
but can Eric hear
Oh,
us?
Eric, can you hear
Can
us?
you hear us?
Give us a little message if you can hear
See
us
me,
or not.
hear me.
Yeah,
Right,
if you can see us good and if you can hear us. And I'll
like Tommy. See me, hear me.
I'll go upstairs and see if we got two people in the room. So y'all give us a you let us know if you can see us and hear us. I'm gonna go upstairs and see
Okay.
if you can see and hear.
Yeah, because we don't know if anybody can see us or hear us, and we still don't have a message. All right, I see how it is, guys. Gonna leave us hanging there. There's Willie Woodson. How are you doing? Can you hear us? Can somebody hear us? We're trying to find out. Hello, there's John. How you doing, John? Welcome aboard. We're doing this a little bit early today. It's been a yeah. Willie says yes, excellent. As long as everybody can hear us and they can see us clearly. I know the light's a little odd. I'm like directly under the light, so I can glow and look down on everyone. Ha! But Kaiser Kaiju, I didn't even know you were going live. What a nice treat. Not having a good day. I'm sorry to hear that. Craig Davis, hello, LPH and David, and she'll be right back. She's just going. She wanted to run and see if everything looked all right, and left me here all by myself, which I do not like. And oh, these are the chairs that she made, by the way. I don't know if anybody's seen these before. The Ninja Turtle one and the GI Joe one. LPH made those, but we're getting on a little earlier. Normally we go on at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we just oh, and the camera looks good. Thank you, Craig. Um, we're going on a little early. We weren't sure if we were going to do it or not. We were like, yeah, what the hell? We may as well go on right now. But it's been a real rough couple of weeks for us at work because there's state audits. Again, for those of you who aren't aware, LPH and I both work in mental health. And so there's state audits this month. And we've spent hours extra every day at work for the last couple of weeks and haven't been able to do much with the channel or any of that. Eric says the audio is fantastic. Good. I'm glad that's working good. We've had a lot of issues, and we try. We got the new camera, and we set up a microphone, and just so that we can do a better presentation for people that want to come in and share with us, talk to us, so on and so forth. And Gamera, great game. Or is it game, great game? I'm thinking, sorry, I've got kaiju on the mind. I like Gamera, actually. But yeah, hello, how are you today? We're doing fine, and LPH will be right back here. John says he found a Daily Planet playset at the yard sale. What year? From what series was it? Was it the like Superman the animated, or where was the playset from? You can hear LPH coming down the stairs. Here she comes.
Okay, we can see and hear real
Miss
good.
America. My Miss America.
Hi guys. Hi everybody. Queen. We got Craig, we got Willie, John, Eric, we said hi to already. Game. What's that? Game, great game.
Game great.
Yeah, game great game. Yeah.
Saying it backwards.
Eric gave us
thank you, Eric.
$4. Just want to show my appreciation to you guys. You really are great fun to watch, and I feel having buddies and hanging out. Great.
And that's really kind of what we're going for, because we just the reason we even started doing live streams in the first place is because we just wanted to reach out to the people that watch us on the YouTube channel and just talk to them.
Yeah.
Get to know them a little bit.
Two Old Geeks is here.
How you doing?
Hope y'all had a very uneventful week.
We had very eventful. I was just explaining that before you came back down. Like, yeah, because we work in mental health, and they've been doing audits, and it's been a couple of weeks.
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah. eyeballs deep in paperwork.
Yeah,
for state audits.
So it was a very stressful 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And
we were going in on the weekend.
Yeah, and that's something we hate.
We don't go in on the weekend.
Yeah, that's the one thing about this job we liked.
Yeah.
The hours are it's like a part-time.
They're decent.
Yeah, and we don't work on weekends.
It's not really part-time, but
it's not part-time.
It feels like because we're on our way home at like 3.
Yeah.
So that's good for us.
And we don't work on weekends, so it's like in that regards is an ideal job.
Yeah, we like that, and we like working with the clients. But when it comes to all the legalities, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, but so what are people watching? Has anybody been to the movies? What, somebody said something you wanted to?
Kaiser was saying he wasn't having a good week.
Oh, Kaiser,
Kaiser's
what's going
in here.
on? Okay,
he didn't answer back though. Hopefully he's okay. He's around quite a bit.
Today I found a Daily Planet playset at a yard sale. Ooh, you finding some stuff at a yard sale. We've been to a couple, but it's all baby stuff.
Yeah, he says it's the Imaginext.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people collect those. I got totes full of it left over from my youngest kid that, I don't collect that, so I'm gonna do something with it. I don't know, sell it or trade it or something. But I mean, like, probably thousands of dollars worth of freaking Imaginext that he collected over a period of years.
Yeah. Gamer says your collection is really huge and wonderful. I watch your videos with great pleasure. Thank you. I have been collecting for more than 20 years. I bet you got some nice, cool stuff. I collect old and new. I especially love Kenner toys.
Hey,
good.
Who are you telling?
No, we collect old and new.
Yeah,
well, he's more old.
Yeah.
I got some new things, but I like the older stuff.
She's got some great vintage stuff on her side.
Yeah.
Because we're just in a corner here.
Yeah.
And, we try to move around to different places.
Yeah, so people can kind of see it and stuff.
I've got like the complete Kenner Chuck Norris, and I've got some Silverhawks, and she's got the Kenner Swamp Things.
Yeah.
She's got the Kenner Care Bear action figures, because people don't realize they actually made 3 3/4 inch action figures of the Care Bears, but they're pretty neat actually.
Yeah,
5 points of articulation.
I want to get into our pop room. I know all of you are so excited and y'all want to see our Funko Pops, so we need to get in there.
Here we go.
We need to get in that area so y'all can get the full scope.
And John says Imaginext seems to be the only toy line making play sets. Yeah, you're right. I mean, they make tons of play sets.
Yeah.
And I think that might be the appeal for a lot of people, actually, because, play sets ties in with play value. Not too many people make play sets anymore. When they do, it's a big production like the Snake Mountain from Super 7 that costs like what, $750 with tax. Yeah. And it's fragile. Got to be careful with it. It looks great, but I've heard people, even the one guy doing the review broke it, opening it up for the review, and he wasn't careful with how he was turning it, and it snapped at the joint. Yeah. He's like, oh no.
It looks nice once you get it set up.
Yeah, it looks nice.
But we've watched, I think, 2 or 3 when people were unboxing it just to get a look-see.
Yeah.
And it looks nice. And all of them complained that, it's pretty fragile.
And some of them whined it was heavy.
Don't even start. Anyway, Craig says
you're heavy.
Craig says you're awesome, David. You're very knowledgeable about the toy industry and collectibles.
I try, I've been doing this forever. I've been into collecting comics and toys since like the late 80s. And, I used to work with Great Eastern Conventions in Boston when they still existed, and stuff like that. And I've seen a lot of changes. And that's why sometimes I get out there and I get to kick some people's sandcastles down and talk about stuff that people don't want to hear. But, I've watched this happen and in real time. I think I can add an interesting perspective a lot of the time. So
or just maybe some things that people didn't think of, or maybe something you probably didn't know or you didn't hear. The guy is here. It's Ernest T.
It's the guy.
The guy. 2 Old Geeks say some of your G.I. Joes are naked.
Yeah, they are. Those 4 are waiting to be dressed.
Now, I know why he has to display it while it's butt naked. We don't know. But
because I got some nice one going all the way up there. You can't see the very top row.
There's some shadow.
The boxed ones are being covered up because those are unplayed with condition original 64s in the box, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. And then the talker up there. And yeah, I'm real proud of those. I mean, they even have the original unused sticker sheets and everything. They're clean as a whistle. Boxes have a little bit of wear, but you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But yeah, I kept a death grip on those when things were going down, when I was losing my collection years ago. But I used to have a massive, like 10 times this for 60s and 70s Joes, because I always gravitate back to it. It's one of my favorites. And that's the one that started me back off right there. Where am I? This one.
The one in the box?
The Adventure Team. Yeah, the Kung Fu Grip Adventure Team figure in the box, because I saw it in a toy shop in the late 80s and I bought it because that's the one, you know the story, some of you, that I was given one when I was a kid, but my mother didn't like military toys. He's like, oh, I hate the military and I don't want you to have that. You can only have it if you take off the dog tag and give up the rifle and take the sticker off. And basically I just had the figure and the outfit. And I was content. I was like, okay, whatever I have to do to keep this, because it's a Kung Fu Grip G.I. Joe. And she wasn't satisfied with that. So the next day she just snapped them to bits. She tore them apart. And that is the same one. And when I saw it in the toy shop, I was like, oh, I'm getting that. And I've managed to keep it all this time. That was in like 1988, I think, that I bought that, 88 or 89. And I was already into collecting comics at the time, and I just kept going from there.
Joey, he was just telling the story about why those Joes are butt naked. They're waiting for clothes, and we were saying we don't know why he has to pose it naked. Can't just put it in the box and let it wait. But
well, it fills up the shelf space.
Yeah.
Plus, my talkers all work. I've got a bunch of talkers up there. Well, no, I got two displayed, right? Yeah, I got two talkers displayed there, and then the one in the box up there.
John want to know if you was raised Jehovah's Witness.
No. She was Catholic when it was convenient.
That's a whole nother.
No, probably because if they've heard me talk before, birthday, she didn't allow birthdays.
In
me,
military.
She could have one, but I couldn't have a birthday because screw me. But
and
whatever.
Kaiser said he wish he had some more room for Legos. And that
Legos are cool.
Yeah, it's. I want to get the Batman 89 Batman set. They have the Batmobile, the Batwing.
She means the big ones you have to go to the Lego store for.
Yeah, the Batmobile, the Batwing, and I've seen some people who collect Legos and they've shown it, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where are we? David, okay, we said that. David, do you own any $6 million figure? Yeah, you can't see it. It's right outside.
You can see the very edge of one of them right here. Let me see if
I can get the camera to kind of go that way. Hold on a minute. Oh, wrong way.
Wrong way. Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, no, just
above the Space 1999
it's
stuff.
It's not going to go any further than
is
that.
A handful of boxed items.
It's like 6 boxes.
More than five pieces.
I see 6.
No.
Oh, that's one big box. Yes, okay, well, 5 pieces.
There's 5 pieces up there. I used to have the whole line, the American versions, anyways. I didn't have like the South American ones, which are real tough to find, but and fragile, by the way, very fragile. But I used to have the whole set of the Kenner stuff, a boxed and a loose mint example. And that's just me trying to rebuild on that a little bit. I found a handful of deals. You know, I've got Oscar Goldman, Bionic Woman, the Mission Purse version. That's what's showing right there.
Yeah.
And the Critical Assignment legs and a couple odds and ends.
Yeah, Kaiser was saying that he'd hate having to buy back some of his toys, especially the Bandai Godzilla.
Godzilla's freaking awesome.
Yeah, and John was just wondering if you was Jehovah's Witness because of your lack of childhood toys.
That ain't why.
Eric says he just got in the mail today the first and second appearance of Boba Fett A Comic Book 9.
Oh, okay.
Had them as a kid, gone now, and wanted to get them again before they went any higher.
Yeah,
with a new show coming out.
It's gotten crazy. I remember I had like 4 or 5 copies of Star Wars #1 from Marvel, and when I was getting them, they were like $10. You know, in the 90s. Now it's crazy. Now it's really crazy, and it's getting harder and harder to find vintage comics. And the interest in vintage comics, it's skyrocketing because people are so disinterested in the modern stuff. And it's a discussion that a lot of people have been asking me to have, and I'll probably do a discussion on the channel maybe in the next couple of weeks about the dying industry. The comic industry is on life support.
Well, I mean, you see, because just in the news this week, they were talking about Superman. Was it Superman? Superman's son. And how now that characters are bisexual. And we've talked about before, and I know me and David had this conversation privately about how the comic book industry takes all of these established characters and they either gender swap, race swap, and now they're swapping the sexuality, you know, making them gay or bisexual or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, if you want to push these agendas, create your own character, you know, from scratch, and give them the personalities that you want them to have, instead of stealing an established character for 80, 50, 60 years.
However, yeah.
And making them something they never really was, you know, or they read into it that this character, one of them they just said was Venom, you know.
And then if people who have seen it are like, no, it's really more of what you would call, because we didn't see it yet, more of what you would call a bromance, when two guys, they get to really, you know, like each other and get along better. And that's what you're establishing, is the alien Venom and the character got to a point where they're like, okay, man, I feel you. I like you now. We understand each other, you know, hey, I love you like a brother kind of thing. Not like, oh, you know, we're getting weird now. Like was what was suggested. That was just what people wanted to mean, I guess. Or certain people.
Let's see. John says, I used to be in...
Oh, this is Lanny Lane.
Hey, Lanny. Just used to be in the G.I. Joes, but I lasted too long into that line. I had them into the 90s. Okay.
There's a lot. And I've kind of given up modern stuff. I was collecting the classifieds, or trying to, and Target's kind of ruined it for me. And I'm just like, I'm done. I give up.
Trevor says he's purchased and sold the big Millennium Falcon 5 times. Just couldn't quit Star Wars, but I'm done for good now.
I had a massive Star Wars collection that my ex stole.
Yeah.
It was, I had all 3 versions of the Millennium Falcon, the boxed versions, and I had one loose one. I didn't have 3 loose ones because they're all the same toys, just a different box. But I had the Empire.
Hey, Jughead, haven't seen you in a while. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Grayson.
off.
Oh, that's okay. And there's Death Metal Rob. When you go woke, you go broke. The reason they hijack characters is because if they made up a character and did that, nobody would be interested.
And one guy we listened to, he says, you live by the woke sword, you die by the woke sword.
There's Ghost Junk.
Let's catch up with some stuff.
Did you call out Ghost Junk?
No, I didn't see him here on it. Oh, hey, Ghost Junk. How you doing? Okay, David, 2 Old Geeks. David, your mess code is shipping finally. 2 Old Geeks just got his email this week. Yeah, so finally, what's that been, 2 years?
It feels like it. The Conan the Barbarian from Mezco. Yeah, it should be coming along. And hopefully they don't mess it up, because I think some of you know my famous Mezco screwed up my order, and it's so bad the police had to get involved. Video that I did some time ago. It looks like everything's on track this time. They didn't mess up the address, but I didn't order anything new from Mezco since. But I did honor all of my old commitments. I wasn't going to cancel everything.
The guy says that his parents were ultra religious as a kid and couldn't have Motu or Dungeons and Dragons stuff as a kid. In
evil.
retrospect, the lines were so timid. Yeah, my parents,
Yeah.
not my parents, my mom was like super religious, and she didn't like it because I wanted to go trick or treating. And oh, she hated that. And we always had to go to church on Halloween. And but sometimes I would fight back and go.
Okay.
At
least you got to go.
Yeah, I did get to go. You know, sometimes, and you know, some years I would go, some years I would go to church. It was that kind of thing. You know, your parents do.
I was only allowed to pass out candy. And I'd be told, well, maybe next year if you're good, you can go. Thanks. My mother was very mean. That most people who watch this already know. Yeah. I had a rough childhood.
And Kaiser saying, have we heard that companies are making the toy aisles neutral general? Yeah.
Well, they're gender neutral in like Los Angeles or something. I don't know.
It's gonna spread.
Is it? Yeah, it might. It might, but I mean, it's only a gender thing if you look at it that way. If you go in there with the perspective of, because if some girl, you got to remember when stuff like this happens, it's the parents doing it. Because if you're a little girl and you want I don't know, Jurassic Park action figures, you just go into the aisle where the Jurassic Park is and pick one. You're not sitting there thinking, oh, I shouldn't go because it's the boys' aisle. No little kid thinks like that.
I don't know. I kind of disagree.
It's the same argument as the Sun Man.
Well, the Sun Man argument was like, I think that one was a different one. But like with the toys, it's clearly like a gender specific toy, I think. Because a little boy, I don't think need to be playing with Barbie, even Ken. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then they got the Barbie playhouse. It's all feminine and pink and purple and frills and all kinds of stuff. And then you got G.I. Joe. You look at that, you clearly see that is for boys. Now, I know when I grew up, I didn't care for too much of the girl toys. I had a lot of boy cousins. So, you know, I had their toys and stuff and my brothers.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't think you should have gender neutral, because then you're teaching, you're not teaching boys to be boys and girls to be girls. You know, and I think that's what they're trying to wipe out. They're trying to get rid of that.
Confuse us even more than we already are. Just naturally.
Get out of the way. Okay, hold on. Everything want to come up now. Okay, we said, okay, you're right. I used Laney. Hold on.
Is it working? There you
go. Everything want to give you an alert all at once. Laney says, you're so right. I used to think it was just inclusion, but there is most certainly an agenda. Yeah,
because it's by a minority, a very small group of people. But if they're loud enough, people will compromise to shut them up.
Yeah, because they don't want to be bothered with it, and then they don't want to be looked at as a hater or insensitive and all kind of stuff like that, instead of just standing their ground. Eric, Jim Lee confirmed the Superman's new mission statement from Truth, Justice, and an American Way to Truth, Justice, and a Better Future. Love the background. Jughead says. Joy says that is scandalous. Oh, yeah. Why would well-established comics artists make such political statements? Way to divide the fan base. Yeah. It's all about dividing everything now. Over the last few months, over the last couple of years, it's about dividing the people in every way you can. The guy, same here, no Halloween or trick or treat. I guess his parents didn't allow that. Zodiac Killer, on my lunch break, but wanted to say a quick hello. Well, thank you for stopping in. Exotic Cars, we haven't seen you for a while. Thanks for stopping in. Punisher X, hey, just tuned in. Love your channel and your honesty in modern toys and retro toys. We need more people like you in the toy community.
A lot of them are bought and sold for.
Yeah, and they compromise their integrity for some trinkets. Because if a toy manufacturer come to you and say, hey, would you promote our items, we'll give it to you for free, but you have to say these things. You're selling yourself. You're just like a prostitute.
It's really interesting because on our weekly roundup, someone had made a comment. That they like watching. I'm not going to say who, but they named two of the big channels, action figure reviews, and he says, I really like watching this one and this one, but if I watch them back to back, it's like I just saw the same show. It's like the exact same show. And they like that I mix things up and I show things that are uncommon on the roundup sometimes. And that's because no one's paying me to talk. A lot of these bigger channels, they get paid to talk. They get the stuff for free. And that's why I often call out. I get to interview him sometime. Rad Titan, RADD, Rad Titan in the UK.
Yeah.
And they do statue reviews. There's two of them. They're friends. They do statue reviews, and they were approached from Sideshow. Some of you heard this story before. Sideshow came to them and said, we want you to represent us. We will give you the statues. We will compensate you. However, and they had a sit down meeting. One of them did because the other one's kind of rough.
Yeah, so they didn't take him.
Yeah, they didn't want to blow it with him being all rough and super British. But the other guy went, and he said we had to tell them no because they said we'll give it to you, we'll compensate you, but no more bad reviews.
Yeah,
you say what we tell you to say. We have a script, we have a format, and any bad reviews you've already done, you got to take them down.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, our the people who watch us, I mean, we're not that big, but the people who watch us, they trust us. We don't want to compromise that. And I'm like, wow, kudos. A lot of these other big channels, they don't have those kind of scruples.
No, because again, they're selling themselves for some trinkets, and you're gonna sell yourself for a action figure. What are you gonna do when you got to sell your neighbor off because they're watering their grass on the day, and we've lived in that community, we've lived in that neighborhood, and a couple of years back in Atlanta and in New York too, they had the water shortage, and they sent out flyers. You can only water your grass or wash your car on Wednesdays. And the neighbors called because another neighbor was watering their grass on a Wednesday or Thursday, on the wrong day. So, I mean, you got to say to yourself, okay, am I going to sell myself for some trinkets? And it's basically, again, it's like prostitution. I'm a prostitute myself for some trinkets.
Could probably know a neighbor who's beating their kids and won't say
molesting their kids, but they won't say that's not my business. Because I met a person like that. I'm not gonna get into that. Okay. Yeah.
It's all right.
Boys that play with Barbie dolls grow up to collect hot toys. You hope so.
Yeah, you hope so. Some of them just stick with Barbie. I've seen a bunch of when I was doing Great Eastern. I had come across Barbies in lots because I used to buy lots and cherry pick and then resell them. And a lot of the people who bought the Barbies were adult males. Surprise. Yeah.
Kaiser says, have you ever run into a Barbie collector that's a dude? He just told you. And he's asking, are they mainly women?
Most of the ones that were collecting the Barbies were males, and they were probably gay. And I'm just saying that based on the observation of their voice and body language and everything like that. I'm not just surmising that they were because they were buying Barbies. And I'm talking about when we would arrange to meet to sell the Barbies, and it was like, are you the guy with the Barbies? And it's like a 40-year-old man.
Wet as water. Death metal Rob. I agree, and I believe it's the Democrats working with the Communist Party to destroy us by tearing us apart. Because united we stand, divided we fall, and they want to destroy this country. That's true, and they divide you in any way you can, financially, by race, by sex, now by COVID, the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated. Any way they can find,
and it's easy.
Because you tell somebody, they'll ask you, you got the juice, and you say, man, I ain't getting that. Oh, it's an argument.
Yeah,
I'm in a quilting circle, and last year during the pandemic, they shut down the quilting circle. Everything shut down, and we were held in a church. So now it's starting to open up. They send out an email, hey, we're ready to get started. We just want to get a feel of who's coming back to the quilting group. Man, these some old women now. Me and about 2 other people are the youngest. These old women are like cursing each other out about vaccinated versus unvaccinated.
You would think older people would know better.
It's a quilting group. It's not that big.
You've been watching these kind of divisions your whole life. You think you'd know better.
Yeah. So anything, and if they and another means gender neutral toys. Hey, anything we can find, we're going to find it. We're going to divide the people. We're going to keep them divided. We're going to keep them hating each other.
Yeah.
We're going to keep them suspicious of the other person.
Distracted.
Yeah, and now you're always suspicious. People that weren't suspicious of one race of people before are now finding themselves thinking and wondering about that or race of people that they weren't suspicious about before. And it's just ridiculous. But, Hunter Mars, hey, how you doing? Action figure expert, hello. Happy DCF. How are you doing?
DC toy line that you've collected. Oh, you can answer that easy.
Oh, mine is Batman. That's the only Batman and Swamp Thing. Yeah, I like Batman. 89 Batman and Swamp Thing. Those are only 2 things from DC that I collect.
Oh, and before I forget, if anybody's in Illinois, all right, my son owns a Nerdtastic Plastic, and he's at about every convention that you can think of in the Illinois area. And currently, today and tomorrow, that's Saturday and Sunday. What is it, the 16th and 17th? Yeah, today's the 16th. So the 16th and 17th, he's at the Woke Con, and that's Waukegan.
Waukegan Con.
Waukegan, Wauke, Waukegan Con, the first ever Waukegan Con in Illinois, and it's the proceeds go to the Ray Bradbury Museum.
Okay.
And also, he will be at the big one at the Kane County Toy Show, October 24th. So I just wanted to throw that out because you can't miss him. He's got the big sign that says Nerdtastic Plastic. So if you're in the Illinois area and you're going to either of those shows, stop by and say hi.
Okay. Jughead said it was George. Yeah, the more stocky one is the one that didn't go. He's more gruff. I like those 2 guys. It's George and I think Alex. George and Alex are Red Titan. Those are the 2 guys.
Yeah.
George and Alex. Kaiser, we live in a tell on your neighbor society. Yes. And your neighbor is not just the person that lives next door, is the people at work. You driving down the road, you seeing the guy beating on the person dog, in the car.
Yeah.
Anybody. John McJunkin, because it's 2 Johns.
Yeah.
Just got my notification. Thank you. One question for each of you. What do you believe or think about whether or not Toys R Us will ever come back to full stores and not just be in on an online store? Well, we talked about that before.
We did a video discussion on the Toys R Us alleged comeback because
in
they're
the
going to be in Macy's
Macy's.
locations, and essentially it looks to me like all they're going to do is hang a Toys R Us banner in Macy's at Christmas,
like a pop-up shop,
like what they did with FAO Schwartz. FAO Schwartz is never coming back. Toys R Us already wasn't a toy store anymore, and that's I talked about that at length in that, and that's what a lot of people miss about it. The true nostalgic Toys R Us is from like back in the 80s and even the early 90s when the whole store was toys.
Yeah.
And by the time you got to where they were shut down, they were a furniture store. They had baby furniture, baby clothes, and formula and strollers.
Yeah,
and
Pampers.
Diapers and formula and whatever. And then, then you get your bikes and your video game section, and then you get this handful of aisles, maybe some Lego, some Barbie, a couple of action figure aisles. There was nothing left. So what toy store? And you'll never see anything on that magnitude again because kids don't buy toys anymore. They don't play with toys.
They
everything's electronic. This is all they care about. They just want to sit there like this all day, which makes me sick. It does. And the younger the kid is, the more it bothers me. I hate seeing someone who's like 2 years old and they're like this, and the volume's all the way up. And they're like, God, do you know what you're doing to that kid? But a toy store of that magnitude, because we've watched each era of toys kind of fade away, and there's been several eras, like the model train era, there's been the tin era, the robot era, the cap gun era, and of course the action figure era, which was our timeline, but that started drying up around 96, 97. And they still make them for kids, but not too many kids are playing with it because they lack imagination, and their parents do too.
Yeah. John F. Analog toys and retro blasting are honest. Yeah, we watch analog, not so much retro blasting. I've seen him. He do a lot of toy repair. The times I've seen, he's been talking about toy repair, but analog toys, it's a guy in Australia.
Tony, I know.
Okay, yeah.
I remember analog.
You two are, Rob, you two are awesome. I enjoy listening to you. Cosmic Enforcer. Have you seen the funny debate between retro blasting and Scott Toy Guru? No, we haven't seen that.
Haven't heard about that.
Donald, hello guys. Thanks for sharing more of your sadness with us. I always enjoy listening to your points of views on issues and toys. Remember to push the thumbs up in the like button.
Thank you. Please do push the thumbs up. I know somebody in there is going to push the thumbs down.
Yeah.
There's always one.
Yeah. John F. There's a British Barbie doll YouTuber who is probably gay, probably. Brian, I sold my kidneys for a hot toy only to find out I still didn't have enough for it.
They're getting up there. That stuff is getting more expensive all the time.
Yeah. Two old geeks, thanks for sharing the love, not the division. And I mean, in this channel, you come here because we're talking about toys and nostalgia. And if that's all we have in common, at least we have that.
Yeah.
So let's just nurture, enjoy and nurture that, and not talk about the things that we don't agree on. We're here to talk about toys. We venture off. But basically,
sometimes you get led down a rabbit hole, certain questions, and things come up or whatever. But what are you laughing at?
Distorted reality. You guys think they might make a COVID action figure? Of course, he has a mask on. Funko did with their heroes, the heroes pops, and
they ain't heroes anymore, are they?
They had
the curb.
They had the doctors.
There is a germ figure, a COVID germ action figure. I don't know who's got it. It's green and it's on a white card back. I don't know where it's being sold, but I've seen those.
Yeah.
They're going to do it. I mean, they made the Y2K bug. Somebody's going to make it, right?
Kaiser said online communities are the way to go. People are too tribal. I don't know. I mean, and I agree and disagree. I like online communities because you can reach out to people that you would never see, just like on here.
Sure.
People from all over the place, all over the country, and in other countries come in and we can meet and talk and get to know each other. But I don't think it's bad that people are tribal. Because in the tribalism of depending on the people, you can come together as one, especially in times of need. But nowadays, people are all out for themselves.
Yeah, people have gotten very selfish.
Yeah, it's all out for themselves.
It's been made too easy.
And people aren't even together in their own families, and that's sad. John F., I think how you vote and political thought should be personal information. Yeah. And they sell it.
They sell it.
And they threaten you, and they're very clear.
We got, during the last election, we must have gotten 400 postcards warning us that who you vote for is your own business. But if you vote is public record and people will know. And it's like, why would I want to vote for you? And you're sending me a thing like that. You're threatening me? I mean, come on. And all the money they spent on those letters and cards is crazy.
Keep calm. You look like the lost twin of Joe Magalino. Joe Magalino. Isn't that the guy from um
Joe Manganiello. I don't know who that is.
isn't that the guy from Hank Hill?
I
The
don't.
one that played a trumpet in the supermarket?
I don't know.
Oh. Nate P. Hey, how you doing? Hello. Well, hello there, fellow fig geeks and freaks and geeks. I do believe you're referring to my comment earlier today. Meant
that you know what.
Oh,
A non-biased, unpaid opinion is what collectors and toy manufacturers need. It's true, because if you're buying off people to give a review, and the customers aren't getting an honest review, how do you expect them to want to keep coming back? You can't trust what you're hearing. I don't like that. There's way too much of it that goes on.
Yeah. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Jughead wants to know who's the Migo looking figure under Welcome Back Carter. With those are those Archie.
Those are Mark's Archie's figures. Those are Mark's.
They're Archie figures.
The Archies, and I'll take one of these down. These were made by Louis Marks in 1975. Nothing on the back. Very, very solid cardstock. This is thick. And then you see that's Archie Andrews. And they only made 4 figures, a carrying case, the jalopy, and a series of outfits so that they could be redressed. And all the cards are the same. But that's one of my favorites, actually, because it's based on the animated series. And I used to watch that when I was a kid.
Hey, Super Robot.
That's a sealed carrying case.
Yeah, he got that from a fan of the channel.
No.
Oh, not that?
The Welcome Back Carter playset.
Oh.
Somebody tracked me down at a convention and had that.
Yeah.
And then these are the 1976 going this way Mattel Archie's figures, which are more like dolls, actually, because you see it's like a rag doll with a vinyl head.
Mm-hmm.
But they made the same ones, except instead of doing not Veronica, instead of doing Betty, they did Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which you can't see because it's down there.
Nate, will Kenner's mask be revamped in a couple of years? If so, will you be excited about it?
The action figure line or the cartoon? I don't know. I don't know how the cartoon.
I like the cartoon. I think he's talking about the action figures.
Because every time they bring a cartoon back, they screwed up. It'd be interesting if they brought back mask figures. I don't know if I would want the new ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of stuff is coming back. I was thinking about showing it on the roundup, but they're even bringing back the Mego Eagle Force. It has a 4-inch figure, and there's a ton of pre-orders up for them now, but they released too many at once, and I'm like, golly, you can't even keep up. They're expensive too.
Ghost Junk wants to know if we have any haunted house movie recommendations. It's one. Oh God, I cannot think of the name. It's between horror and comedy. It's more horror. It got a little bit of underlying comedy. It came out in the 80s. And it's this guy. I cannot think of the name of the movie, but it's a guy. He's a writer, and he went on a vacation. I think it was a family member's house, and he stayed in the house so he can get time away, so he can write. And while he was there, like this portal in the house opened up. And you remember he was pulled in.
It was starring William Catt.
Okay.
William Catt from Greatest American Hero.
Mm-hmm.
That was the writer. And then who else was in it? The guy who played Bull Shannon.
Oh yeah, Moss. Yeah, his name is Moss.
Not Moss, Mott, right? Is it Mott?
I think it's Moss.
Mall. Richard Mall.
Richard Mall. His name.
Yeah.
And that movie was.
I can't think of the name.
I can't think of the name of it. But if you look at those two, it was a fun movie. That one, it's a bunch. I can't think of the names of them right now. There is one with Vincent Price in the house where he invited all of the people to the house. and they had to spend the night. You know, Haunted Hill, House on Haunted Hill. That one was
Vincent
pretty
Price?
good. Yeah, the one with Vincent Price.
That's
pretty good.
I love the way he talks to his wife in that. He's mean. He is freaking mean to her.
Yeah. Brian said, where will his booth be? Warren sent you a map.
Oh yeah, let me see. And I'll be showing that at the Kane County.
I guess. Just tell him that. Tell him that.
You can't miss his banner. He's got
he got this huge banner
with
now.
his name on it.
What are both of your thoughts on whether or not there will ever be another toy craze like the Cabbage Patch Dolls, Tickle Me Elbow, Beanie Babies?
It could happen. I mean, it's always possible. He's in the trades building.
Warren is in the trades building.
He's in the trades building, is what this says, because I'm looking at it here. Booth number 614.
Oh, Craig had to go.
Oh, no.
We missed it.
Yeah, Trades South, booth 614 is where he's going to be on the at the Kane County. But yeah, I mean, there could be another jump off, and you see that. I'm not sure if it counts as toys, but you see that with the new video game systems too. For a while, you can't get them anywhere. When they first release, they sell out like immediately, and people scramble it for them, and it goes up on aftermarket real big, and it's bad investment because I'd rather wait. You wait long enough, you can pick that sucker up for a song because it just doesn't hold the value.
Okay.
Jughead says House.
Oh yeah, the name of that movie is called House. Okay. I don't need to watch horror movies. The world is scary enough. Rob says, miss growing up in the 70s, waking up Saturday morning and watching cartoons. Yeah, we miss watching that, and we go back now and watch cartoons.
Yeah, we do. We're watching. Oh, who remembers Hercules?
Oh God, we're watching that show.
That is funny.
That show is so corny.
It's funny though.
And we just watched one episode of the Swamp Thing cartoon. It is awful.
It is fabulously awful.
It is painful to watch.
Bad, yeah.
And somebody, I think on here said, they took what? I Need a Hero?
Wild Thing.
They
said, Wild Thing. Dun, dun, only it goes Swamp Thing. Dun, 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 and they do the whole song, but they inject Swamp Thing instead of what they were saying in the original version. And I'm like, oh my God, no, they're not doing that. Is that really what they're doing?
Yeah.
And it of course, the show tanked. Well, they canceled the show because the toy line wasn't selling.
Yeah.
And so it only got as far as 5 episodes. But if that's how the writing was going, they didn't need more than 5.
No, and they put all of the toys in the first
episode. Everything from the toy line was there. every figure, every vehicle.
Even the
playset was there.
They had they got 2 playsets. And both of them were there, and they used it. It was like, we're gonna
knock this sucker out fast,
and they did.
Not like on Masters of the Universe.
No, they dragged that out.
They trickled it in. Oh look! Oh, here's the attack track. Oh, well, let's show a Wind Raider. No, everything's in the first episode.
Nate says Joe Magalino was in Magic Mike and was Deathstroke in the Justice League mid-credit scene with Lex Luthor and the stupid yacht. Okay. That right now is Squishmallow is the craze. I don't know what a Squishmallow is.
Oh, Squishable.
Oh, well, the girl on the TV called it Squishmallows.
I thought she said Squishable. Maybe it's just her accent. Oh, I just took up Squishmallows on the curry.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is full of Squishmallows. So, calm down. You're like 30. But,
I don't know what a Squishmallow is. I never heard of it. And I didn't think it was real. And then I was on Macari.
Maybe I'm just hearing it wrong. Maybe it is Squishmallows.
I don't know.
I
was on Macari looking up something else and it had an S in it and Squishmallows came out. I'm like, oh my God, this is a real thing. Joe's up. Hey, Joe's up.
Hey.
You're tardy for the party, but it's okay.
We'll
still let you in.
No, there will be severe disciplinary action taken at this stage.
House is on YouTube. Newcastle After Dark. Yeah, and
Newcastle's
Jump.
good.
If you watch Newcastle After Dark on YouTube, they have a channel and they play all horror stuff, and it's usually B films, but they're good.
Yeah,
they're pretty good, and you can watch some real good movies on that channel. So we recommend that channel too.
Jughead says he's the one that told us it was awful. Yes, you did. You were right.
Oh yeah, because when we were watching, I was like, somebody said that this was awful. We couldn't remember who it was, but
the toys are great.
Yeah, the toys are great.
Figures,
but boy, that
if they had half a storyline and maybe a real song, instead of just plagiarizing that. Well, I'm sure they paid for it.
Yeah.
But God, they even did every version of the Swamp Thing in it. All the color changing and everything.
They didn't do all of the Swamp Thing yet.
One.
No, not the glow. But they'll get there.
They're getting there quick.
They got 4 more episodes. Distorted Reality. If I had a dream action figure to have, would be Jonathan Harris Space Academy 1977 fig with 14 points of creepiness and removable wig. I don't know Space Academy. I don't know that movie. Do you have something from that? Oh, David's getting up.
Space Academy?
Is that Jonathan Harris though?
No.
Paul Robotnik is here. Hey,
Paul. Those are the only 4 figures they made. These were sold in Woolworth, made in 1977, and they were made by Aviva. And the fact that he's intact is a miracle. They made these so cheap. The plastic is so bad on them. You often see these figures with no hands because their arms have dissolved all the way up to the elbow, and it's all like sand in the bottom of the package, even sealed examples of these figures.
Nate P says he remembers Swamp Thing cartoon and get the figs at the place called Service Merchandise. Service Merchandise was a good store.
Yeah.
Kane says Squishmallows is like a stuffed animal. People are going crazy for them, selling them
for now
hundreds of dollars.
until they make so many people get sick of it.
Yeah. Mr. Knight, good evening from the UK. And back to that, they probably did that Macari video telling people, about it to get them curious to go look it up.
Spark additional interest.
Yeah.
It's marketing.
Ghost Junk says he's going to check out Newcastle.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a cowboy ghost in House and House 2? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Distorted Reality Cool, Shiny Hunter. Wasn't Jonathan Harris the doctor from Lost in Space? I'm not sure.
And
I saw the new Lost in Space. I was watching that for a minute.
Yeah.
Did either of you ever have
that was Jonathan Harris in Space Academy.
McJunkin. Did either of you ever have a favorite fast food or cereal premium toy? David has a lot. He does. They're all over the room. You're gonna go get one.
Yeah. I gave away some of these before, actually.
Yeah, he just gave away some a couple of months ago.
Yeah, these are the Captain Crunch figures.
Hey, Robert's just a fan.
Robert, he's just a fan. Like the Captain Crunch and the Sogmaster little figures. And there's 2 Soggies also, but you couldn't get the Soggies out of the cereal box. That's why they're hard to find. There was a board game that you had to send away for with box tops. And those are the glow-in-the-dark Soggy figures that came with it. Because when you bought the board game, you got all 4 characters.
Okay.
But you could only get these 2 out of the cereal box. A lot of people are confused about that, and they think you got these out of the cereal box too. But no, these came from the board game. I don't have the board game anymore.
Okay. He looked weird in the series. Nate P. Okay, we talked about that. Paul Robotnik, hi guys, what is your opinion of the new McFarlane action figure he is making? He's making a lot. Which one are you talking about exactly? Robert is here. He's glad to see us. Hi all in chat. Been watching 66 Spider-Man and Batman. I like
those
your
are funny.
Trevor likes the Ninja Turtle chair. Where did we pick it up? Actually,
I was talking about that when I first came in. LPH did these.
Actually, we bought the chairs from Goodwill. They're the church chairs, and I wanted this type of chair specifically because they have arms and you can rest. So then what I did is I covered the chair, and I got the Ninja Turtle. These are bed sheets, and the seat is a pillowcase, and I just covered the chairs. And this one is G.I. Joe, and I bought G.I. Joe fabric. And the seat cushion is G.I. Joe. It's a different pattern than this. And I covered the chairs. So we got the chairs, $5 from Goodwill, and then we just covered them with bed sheets and stuff.
Reupholstered them.
Yeah.
Quite, to be more specific, but yeah, she did a good job.
Okay, Robert Just a Fan animated series Batman is on Netflix, or is he's actually, I don't know if it's on Netflix or not. I just went ahead and bought the DVD because every time I was trying to watch it, I would always get to a certain point in season 1 and then it would just end.
Yeah,
so I just bought
always pulling the okie doke on you. And Robert says he loves the Space Academy Jason of Star Command, which Jason of Star Command was pretty good actually. And then Arc 2, you know, the interesting thing about Arc 2, and I have those all on DVD also. The interesting thing about Arc 2 was all that stuff was real. They really built that laboratory camper. It's a functional set, so it does drive, and the jetpack was real. They bought it and used it in every episode because, you know, of the investment. But they went all out for Arc 2. They tried. And Jonathan Harris was in the first episode of Arc 2 since he already came up. We mentioned him a minute ago.
Brian says, what are your thoughts on the killing of the Indiana Jones? I heard they're going to replace Indiana Jones with a woman.
Yeah, they're trying to pull the old switcheroo on that, just like they're doing with James Bond. I saw one guy's review. I thought it was pretty funny. I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on it directly, just what I heard. But he said the good news is you'll probably see James Bond again. The bad news is you probably won't want to after what they did to him in this film. And I'm like, wow, okay, that's scathing. I don't know. And I'm a Bond fan, a classic Bond fan. I haven't seen the most recent ones, but, you know, I've got the Bond collection, which has everything all the way up to Casino Royale with the first Daniel Craig one. And I don't think I have anything after that.
I don't like James Bond. Anyway,
that's okay.
Steven says he's enjoys the videos and that we have a great Masters of the Universe collection. Thank you.
Thank you. That's
yeah.
She's huge on Masters.
Shiny Hunter, yeah, Macari has Pokemon tag commercials too. Yeah. And
that's right.
They do, because that guy comes on talking about that, or some big Pokemon TCG tuber. So they just hit the popular new hotness, and who can blame them? Yeah, actually, Pop Fun to Play did one with Funko too. Oh wow, I've seen he got some long YouTube videos. Pop Fun to Play.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, the guy, he has the store in New York. He sells mini Funko Pops, and he got the little son. I can't remember the son name, but anyway,
he buys like massive lots.
Yeah, but he got a YouTube ad, and it's like 40 minutes long, and I'm like, how do you get an ad that long?
Who's gonna watch it?
I don't know, because as soon as it says skip, I skip. Paul says Swamp
Thing. Support the community.
No, not for 40 minutes. Fruity Pebbles is the best. Roberts has been buying those retro Marvel figures lately. The 3.75, they seem smaller than average. But was thinking of buying the fleshier Superman set.
Okay.
Two Old Geese think I did a great job on the chairs. Thank you. And Stone Sour is here.
Welcome
and
aboard.
where are we?
lost, hopelessly lost. Oh, there's Wheels of Chaotic Doom in Australia.
Chaotic Doom. Oh, okay. I lost where we are.
That's all right. Pick it up somewhere. We try.
Okay, well,
we try to keep up.
Yeah, we try. Okay, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
The Exchange in Pennsylvania is a buy-sell trade store, and I picked up the Ewok the other day for $5. Okay, and turned out to be what's that? Paplo for $5. I didn't know it till 2 weeks later. I don't know who Paplo is. That's something David would know. Where's Crumb?
Blue. Okay.
Yeah, he don't come downstairs.
Crumb's upstairs.
They look nice, thank you. Have you seen Superman, the animated series? No.
I remember. I remember watching it, but I don't remember the show very well, to be honest.
Robert said there is a new Batman animated series, and he's asking if it's on Netflix. I don't know. I didn't know it was a new one.
We don't have Netflix.
Any idea who holds the licensing for Big Trouble in Little China? My collection is in serious need of a proper 12th scale. Jack, I thought, well, NECA might do it because they're doing everything else. Aren't they doing Escape from New York? Or LA? Somebody's doing an Escape from LA.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to see them in like a proper 12, like a Mezco, like mixed media style, instead of like that chunky NECA ones. NECA looks good, but it's NECA. I mean,
Robert was asking me if the new Lost in Space was any good. It was okay. It was going somewhere, but the thing, okay, if certain characters get on my nerve,
here it comes.
Certain characters get on my nerve, I can't do it, and I will try hard.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll even try to skip ahead. And it's this doctor. I think she's a doctor. It's this woman, and she sneaks on board.
Yeah.
And I think she's supposed to be a doctor. I don't know.
Yeah, she's supposed to be replacing. Oh, what was that doctor's name?
I don't know, but she got on my nerve. I couldn't do it. So I stopped for a while, and my intent was to go back. But then I can't remember where it was, if I saw it on Hulu or Netflix. Yeah. If it was on one of those, I can't go back and watch it because we don't have it.
Between the mother and the
mother, was it?
Was it the mother or the daughter? One of them was real whiny and annoying.
And I don't remember.
And then the doctor.
Yeah, that doctor really she just got on my nerves. Are you an Addams Family or Monsters fan? I used to watch Addams Family and Monsters, but I remember not really caring for either, so I can't say.
I like the classic ones. They talk about doing remakes and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know if they're going to be able to do that properly. Although the Addams Family movies that came out in the 90s with Raul Julia, they didn't do a bad job on them. Actually, they weren't bad for turning a TV show into a film, which usually doesn't work. That was a good stab at trying to capture the concept of the Addams Family.
Robert said, no, not Robert. Jughead says HBO Max has Batman the Animated Series, all 3 seasons, and HBO owns all of DC. I wonder if they're going to pick back up the Swamp Things TV show that was on, I think, WB or something.
Live action.
Because that was actually pretty good. Yeah. And it was only 1 season. Robert says that he has... Okay, well, we done messed up again. Okay, he calls...
It's all right. We'll make it.
Okay. Wheels of Chaotic Doom, good morning, all the way from Australia. Happy to be here. Okay. I was thinking of buying those Super 7 Archie figures. Super 7 is doing Archie?
Are they?
I don't know. And Afro Kaiju is here.
Excellent.
I like the comic Archie married Betty and Archie married Veronica.
Afro.
I know.
You did it again.
I know. David, have you ever owned the Kraken from Mattel, Clash of the Titans line?
No, I didn't have the Kraken.
Okay.
I didn't have that one.
Ridley Cinema is here. Hope your back is doing good.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys surviving as usual. I got physical therapy Monday and a steroid injection. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I was also pre-approved for surgery, but that's a last resort. Good.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can strengthen yourself up and avoid the surgery, because like I said, I got surgery on my foot and I regret that.
Yeah.
And I wish I'd
sometimes it can create other problems
yeah.
that are
Yeah.
almost worse than what you had.
Yeah.
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Ace is doing the Kraken. I believe
Oh,
NECA
are they?
has done the Snake Plissken figure.
Snake Plissken.
Plissken. That's from Escape from LA.
Well, you know, also Sideshow did Snake Plissken and Jack from Big Trouble in Little China. They did them as 6-scale figures. I missed out on those. Yeah, Dr. Smith. Thanks. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Dr. Smith. But Dr. Smith in the pilot was an evil bastard. But then they turned him into comedy relief, which was great. And I've met him and the guy who played the robot at conventions back in Great Eastern. And the guy who played the robot had the robot, and he would bring it with him to the show. And there we go, Jonathan Harris, right? And then and the guy who played the robot would take the intercom. They would take over the intercom and they do their bits, because they used to write that banter when Dr. Smith would be like, "You cantankerous contraption." He used to make that stuff up. That wasn't in the script. And so they would get on the intercom at the shows and have an argument as the robot and Dr. Smith. It was hilarious. It was a nice bit of nostalgia too for people that were fans of that when they were there.
Ridley wants to know, have you ever seen or read Dune?
Yeah, I read and saw it. I've read the books back in the 80s. I read the books. And then I've seen the original film with Sting. I will kill him. Pitiful Sting. But with Sting, and I've seen the miniseries, but I haven't seen any of the newer stuff since the miniseries.
Let's see. He had a second. I never have, but the director of the new Dune also directed Blade Runner 2049, and I loved it. I've seen Blade Runner 2049.
The story, it could have been better, the story, I thought, but visually they were fantastic.
What, Blade Runner?
Yeah.
Okay.
The way the cinematography was great. They did a great job recapturing the look of the original film. There's a couple of things I thought was off, but what are you going to do? At least they did it as a continuation instead of trying to reboot it.
Okay. I can't wait to get the NECA Wolfman. Hopefully they release Dracula soon as well. I have no interest in the Mummy, though. I have no interest in the Mummy, though. In my opinion, Brendan Fraser did the best job.
Okay. Brendan Fraser's popular again.
I don't know who Brendan Fraser is.
Oh.
Isn't that the guy from 90210?
No.
Oh.
Brendan Fraser, he's a robot on Doom Patrol right now. But he was in the Mummy. I have his autograph. I have autographed comic books from him of the Mummy. Where are we at here?
We're here with Robert Just a Fan. I always love the original Lost in Space robot.
Oh, okay. And I think someone was asking me, oh yeah, Robert wants to know, were Dr. Smith and Robot cool, or were they jerks? They were nice. The actors, they were actually pretty nice. And I know why you're saying that, because it's been I've mentioned it before. There's some people, it's their living to go to these shows and sign autographs and stuff, but they hate it. And you can tell. You can feel it when you get up there. But no, the guys who played Dr. Smith and the robot, they were pretty friendly, actually. I think they kind of enjoyed going around to those shows and hanging around with people. Hey, what are you guys doing on Halloween, by the way? I'm wondering.
Why, what you doing on Halloween?
Shutting out the lights and pretending like nobody's home.
Like we do every year.
So I'm not giving away nothing. Nobody goes anymore anyway. I don't think anyone came last year.
They stopped that, because now you go to the mall.
It's
dying. I lived in one neighborhood, and you brought the candy. They had, the roundabout, and they would set up and have like a little party, and all of the people in the neighborhood, you bring your candy to that point, and they would give out the candy. They had hot dogs and hamburgers and drinks, and the kids were supposed to go there, get the candy, and it's supposed to be over. But they went there and had their little party and still knocked on doors. So
yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, now they encourage you to go to the mall, and then it's so early.
Yeah, they want
It's
you
like
to
in the
go. It's
middle of
like
the
the
day.
kid just got out of school. You're up at the mall.
Yeah. And when we were kids, we waited till it was like almost dark. And you waited and you was like hoping Harry,
and especially since I couldn't do it, man, I got my kids out there.
Oh,
Toby used to come back. He'd have like 9 shopping bags full of candy because I would dump his into a bag and carry it, and then he would start over.
Oh.
And man, and we were in Boston, so there's plenty of places to go. But it's just trickled down, and so it's something we were going to do. We were thinking about doing a discussion series, whatever happened to, and Halloween is on that list.
Yeah,
it's dying.
Yeah.
And I asked though also because I'm wondering. Oh, there's Dama.
Dama, hey.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Like if we did a live stream on Halloween, would anybody even be around?
Yeah, because you might take your kids out.
It might be fun
or go
to do
to a
Halloween
party or something like that. So we just want to know if anybody will be around. What day is that on anyway?
And that's what Steven just asked is like, do you have anything special for Halloween? And I look like Negan. Yeah, I get that sometimes. I get that Negan comparison from time to time.
Ridley said he just watched the Jason Moana Conan for the first time.
Not, it's on Saturday.
Wasn't Halloween's on Saturday.
Yeah, so we might be doing it.
Okay.
Or Saturday or Sunday. No, it's on a Sunday. I'm sorry. It's on Sunday. I got it backwards.
Was not impressed. Did you ever watch Conan cartoon in the 80s? I've never watched it.
Yeah, I did. Toby used to watch it, and it's and Mattel had an action figure line based on that cartoon. They're big, goofy, chunky figures on blister guards.
Nate says that Jack Burton is going for $500.
Yeah, the Jack Burton and the Snake Plissken from Sideshow. People want quite a bit for him.
Yeah, Robert says he'll probably watch old Universal Monsters movie. We used to, when we first got married, during the month of October, we would watch horror movies and we would pull out the classic ones, Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
What's that? Not Jason. Freddy. Nightmare on Elm Street and all of those types. And that's what we used to do. We haven't done that in a while, though.
You know what I like? The Stuff.
The Stuff was good.
The Stuff's pretty good, actually. That movie's good.
And the Blob was good. The original Blob was good because we saw the original Blob recently. Who was in it?
Was that Steve McQueen?
I think so. He was like 40 years old.
Yeah, he's like 45 years old, pretending to be like a 17-year-old kid out with his little teeny bopper girlfriend.
Yeah, and
hey there, Daddy-O, I am one of you young cool cats.
Yeah, and the girl looked like a teenager, and he literally looked like he was like 30, 40 years old.
I know, he's getting pulled over by the cops. Sick of you punk kids. Kid, he's older than you.
But that was a good movie, The Blob.
But the 80s remake of The Blob is really well done.
Yeah, that was.
Critters is fun. There's some good ones.
Night Stalker is good.
Kolchak, yeah.
The Kolchak, and it's 2 parts to Night Stalker. 2 parts to that. So, hold on. We got a couple. Okay. Wheels of Cater Doom. Halloween isn't a big thing here in Australia, although in saying that, stores get Halloween stuff in, and some kids do door-to-door knocking and such. My daughter decorates her room. She's a horror fan.
Oh, okay.
Really, the innocence of Halloween is dying. Almost 6 years. 6-year-old knows about adult content and plays rated M games and watches R-rated movies.
Because they're not being monitored. Nobody cares.
Nobody parent their kids. They just have them and throw them out to the wolves. They're wild and feral. Yeah. Nobody goes door to door and is paranoid about candy and perverts.
And it's no more dangerous now than it was in the 70s.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, it's probably safer now. But Stone Sour says a Halloween stream would be great.
Yeah. Afro Kaiju used to love trick or treating and riding my bike with buddies. Yeah. Love to see the 30, 50-year-old dress up, knocking everyone's door, saying trick or treat.
Where you bring a baby.
Yeah, and you push them in the cart.
It's for It's for the baby.
Yeah.
Oh. I used to see in Boston teenage girls doing that. They'd be like 18, 19 years old, and they got a newborn, and I'm like, oh my God.
Jughead says he's going to be watching horror movies all night on Halloween. He lives in a brownstone in Boston. No way kids are going to come there.
Yeah, probably not. Or like Newberry Street, someplace like that.
Robert says he want to see the stuff. He never saw it. It's a good movie.
It's funny. It's funny, and it's the classic line in it. The classic line that goes for that applies in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Are you eating it, or is it eating you? And you wonder about that with some of the stuff that's on the market nowadays.
Steven says the Monster Squad is a great one for watching around Halloween.
I remember Monster Squad.
And John said it was Steve for Queen in the blog.
Okay, I thought so.
Jughead said the stuff was as bad as the Swamp Thing cartoon.
No, stuff's fun. The stuff is fun. They tried.
The last time I took the kids to the Mall of America for Halloween, over half the stores weren't doing it or were out of candy. The figure I was asking about was Swamp Thing. Okay, he was asking about Swamp Thing. Ghouls, Monster Squad, and Waxworks is my October go-tos.
Oh, okay.
I've heard. Ghoulies. We see Ghoulies. Okay. I've heard the whole razor blade candy was a hoax and got over exaggerated.
I think it happened like once or twice, but that was enough for the media to just blow it up and make everybody scared to death.
Yeah.
Basically, but you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wolfman's got nerds. That's right, from Monster Squad. Thanks, fat kid. With the shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the kid with the shotgun? He shot. I think it was who was it? The creature from the Black Lagoon looking character.
I don't even know what y'all talking about.
You saw the movie Monster Squad.
I never saw Monster Squad.
Yes, you did. She doesn't mind. She doesn't remember. Uh-oh. Death Metal Rob says, sorry, I got to get ready for work.
Okay.
I work nights, but God bless, and I love the channel.
Thank you. Thank you for stopping in. We really appreciate it. I watch Ernest Scared Stupid every year.
Oh, my God. There's some weird looking creatures in that movie, actually. I used to watch the Ernest films. I think I have a collection of them. The Essential Ernest.
Jughead said, who wants an apple for Halloween anyways? I know.
Here you go. An apple.
You can give him a bag of lima beans.
That's what you need to do. Give him Ziploc bags full of spaghetti and
John McJunkin, the best Batman in your opinion: Adam West, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Ben Affleck.
Who's your favorite?
I like Michael Keaton, and I do like Christian Bale, but Michael Keaton will always be my number one, and then Christian Bale.
I think that's fair. Yeah. Although I got a soft spot for Adam West because he acted so serious in like one of the silliest shows ever made. And it was made to be silly.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be in it.
Yeah.
You remember the scene where sometimes they'd be climbing the wall and then the window would open and some celebrity would pop out.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that they came up with that idea for the show is because everybody in Hollywood wanted to be on that show because they thought it was so freaking cool and so funny. And so the only way they could accommodate everybody was creating that person pops out of the window and it's like, Batman and Robin, what are you doing up here? And give them that little cameo. It was the only way they could fit everybody in.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but those are my favorites. I never seen the rest, but I'm not a George Clooney fan. Val Kilmer.
No one is after listening to him talk offset. Big crybaby. He'll be crying about that movie until they bury him.
Oh, wow. Wheels of Doom says that his daughter wants to have a Nightmare on Elm Street marathon.
Huh.
That'll be fun. Stone Sour gave us. Thank you. Just watch Friday the 13th Part 5 on the plane.
Was
okay,
Part
where'd
5
you go?
on a plane, or were you on a plane?
Yeah, where'd you go? And how was that?
Because, George Clooney, I've mentioned it before, to this day, he complains about Schwarzenegger making more than him on that film.
Yeah, but he got castles in Europe.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
So,
So
whatever.
shut up, George.
There was a guy that poisoned his neighbor's kids and his own kids with some pixie sticks. Wow.
And a lot of that also comes out of that thing with Tylenol. Remember years ago, the cyanide and the Tylenol, and this was in the 80s. And that's why they started putting that peel strip on all bottles, and they put it on peanut butter. That peel off strip is on everything now because of that incident. But it wasn't contaminated at the factory. Someone contaminated them and brought them into a drugstore and set it on the shelf on purpose to cover up a murder.
Yeah.
Because eventually he poisoned, I think, his own wife with aspirin like that, and that way he could pretend like it was something that happened spontaneously. But because of that one faked incident, that now everything's got a peel strip. You see how it works.
Robert wants to know, did you see Shatner in the rocket?
Yeah, everybody's seen that. I put a couple of posts on there about that. And there's all kinds of controversy coming up about that too. And George Takei too, being a jerk about it. And they having a little battle on Twitter because Shatner is basically like, I've been listening to this guy for 50 years. He still bitches about me cutting 30 seconds, getting in his way for 30 seconds on an episode of the original Star Trek 50 plus years ago. And so the only way that he gets any attention is if he's complaining about me for some reason. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that's what it is. But yeah, George Takei is bitter, I guess.
Stone Sour says he went to LA for Universal Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like fun.
So you're there now, or you're just coming back?
One of my favorite toys when I was a kid was Mork in the Egg. Do you have that?
I do.
He said he got a loose one and a carded one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you do got it.
Yeah. I got the Mattel Mork and Mindy stuff. And so, if nobody has seen this before, and this is from way back, I want to say it was 1979 they made these. And it's a 1/4-inch Mork in an egg ship. And they made a couple of other figures that they picture on the back, Mindy and the Mork talking doll, but those are like 9-inch scale figures using the traditional Mattel Sunshine family doll bodies. But yeah, that's a neat one. A lot of people wanted this because the scale fits with like G.I. Joe and Star Wars and stuff like that. Wheels
of Doom says his favorite Batman is Michael Keaton and Adam West, and Christian Bale will come in a cool third.
Oh, okay.
Shatner get approved for the flight. He's like 90 years old. There are people that train for space flight for years and don't make it. Well, he's a celebrity.
That's the point they're trying to make. First of all, it ain't NASA.
Yeah.
It's a private enterprise. And because they're starting to set it up for like commercial flights for people, for tourism. Hey, I was in space.
Yeah, orbited, did a couple of laps.
Japan is working on like a satellite hotel that they can fly up to, and people can be on the satellite hotel.
How much that gonna cost?
But they need to be able to demonstrate anybody can go up, which they just did.
But they need to take a regular guy.
Shatner wasn't even strong enough to get up the gangplank.
God, dog.
Yeah, he's not in great shape.
But, did they do an escalator?
I'm not sure how they did it, but I had heard that he had trouble and that they had to make accommodations for him. But they needed to demonstrate that, yeah, you know what, any schmo can get in here just like a carnival ride and go up, and it's cool, because that's the next stage. They're going to start putting satellite hotels in orbit, and that'll be a thing, which if you can afford it, I guess that'd be kind of cool to
another way. Yeah. Well,
another way to make money.
Yeah. Stone Sour said he just got back home.
Okay.
Robert, I heard George. Yeah, kind of pretty. Come on, George. Yeah, he's acting all weird about that. If anything, Shatner was good publicity for that flight and the business. Yeah, he did it for that. And but I mean, if you want to show regular people going, then you need somebody a little more common, you know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's good publicity, and I think someone said that actually.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah,
what
that's what
Chaotic
Wheels.
Doom
Yeah,
just said.
the someone that everyone knows, a legacy character. There aren't very many left. I mean, who's left? Hulk Hogan. There's only a handful of legacy characters that are still around that everybody in the world can recognize and that most people kind of like.
Afro's leaving us. Thank you for stopping in and chatting with us for a while.
Well, we'll see you again sometime.
Steven wants to know if you are a fan of 80s wrestling.
Oh, sure. Back when it was still cool.
Yeah.
And it wasn't full of crap.
I know.
All
of the drama.
Golden age of wrestling from between 75 to 95. And then after 95, it just died. And bad writing.
Yeah.
Negative competition. Too many wrestlers coming forward about being abused and taken advantage of. And worst of all, admitting that it's not real. That was the illusion of never quite really knowing for sure, because these guys would not admit under oath or any other circumstance that it was fake. And now it's just like, yeah, it's all bullshit. We're athletes, and the stunts are difficult, and some of them are dangerous that we do in the ring, and it's hard physically, yes, but yeah, it's all scripted, and the belts we write it in, and we agree to switch the belts and all of that, and it just sucked the fun out of it. Because when you had that illusion, even if you suspected, yeah, this is all fake, you weren't sure, and it made it kind of more interesting, I thought. And I've brought it up before. Hey, how you doing?
From Trinidad and Tobago.
And I brought it up before in Hulk Hogan's book. He talks about that because he was with the Samoans in Florida and got arrested. They got pulled over for speeding, I guess, or something, and they found a gun in the car. And I think this was the late 70s. I can't remember the proper time period, but he's sitting in jail and he's on the phone with Vince McMahon or the WWF offices or whoever, like, hey, you need to come down here and get us. These two will not talk, because the Samoans were told under no circumstances to speak English in public. and he was like, oh, we're down here in a freaking morons won't talk. He was livid. They're sitting there, they're trying to find translators who could speak Samoan because they wouldn't break character. And that was how it worked. You stayed in character no matter what. There was lawsuits. There have been times, I forget who it was that did it, but a reporter who came up to one of the people and said, what do you think about people who believe that wrestling is fake? And he says, I'll show you what's fake. And he slapped him, but he slapped him so hard he broke his teeth.
Ooh.
Yeah, he injured that reporter. Hulk Hogan was sued over an injury. He did a move on a reporter with Mr. T when they were touring together before, what was that, WrestleMania 3? But yeah, the golden age of wrestling is over, but I was a big fan of that when I was a kid. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Okay. Let's see. Nate P said that's calling, they call that breaking kayfabe. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Don't act goofy like the movie. Let's see. Where are we? It would be awesome to come back from space and open the hatch and see mutant turtles or something, maybe. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I wonder how realistic that would be for... Not realistic, because it can actually happen, but how much would it cost?
The more they do it, the cheaper it'll get.
Just like anything else, I guess.
Just like with anything else.
Yeah, like TVs.
Namor wants to know if I got Nezco Conan yet. Not yet. It's been shipped, but it hasn't arrived yet. And I'll do a review of it when I receive it. Actually, I'll do an unboxing on that. And yeah, Ridley's talking about Kamala lost his legs Well, it's actually his diabetes. He had diabetes and he didn't know it. But yeah, he had a lot of other health issues. But I think it's because of the diabetes that he lost the legs.
Hey, Brandon. How are
Brandon's
you?
Here?
Yeah, Brandon's here. And Idiot Figs. I love the Mosquatch.
And Trevor Wright, he says John Stossel and it blew out his eardrums. Okay.
God.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a hard hit to blow your eardrums out.
Yeah, and I remember I was saying that it was some kind of demonstration, and Hulk Hogan was like, "Yeah, Mr. T sat there and he wouldn't say anything, just sit there and look mean and bend his thing." And he did some move, and he actually injured the guy. And then when he injured the guy, because it was supposed to be a demonstration, I think. And then suddenly Mr. T jumps up and starts, "Oh, yeah, that's what's going to happen," and just went nuts. And he was like, "Shut up, the guy's actually hurt." But what are you going to do? And that guy sued him, of course, and won. Got a settlement.
Yeah.
Big settlement for millions from WWF.
He choked out a talk show host and he fell and busted his head open. What was the guy's name? David Brenner. He doesn't remember the person's name.
I don't remember. Someone was asking me about Shazam too.
Okay.
Steven, have you ever seen the Shazam TV series? Yeah, I did used to watch that. Shazam and ISIS. I think it was Shazam first and then ISIS second. And that was before. That was live action on CBS, and it was before. And catch the name. The Tarzan and the Super 7. Super 7. In case you ever wonder where that name came from. I'm going to ask that guy if I ever talked to him, because he never talked about it. But I remember that that's what it was. And it was Tarzan and a series of other cartoons on Saturday morning that was part of their lineup, and they called it Tarzan and the Super 7. And I wonder, again, if that's where Super 7 got their name from. And Idiot Figures says he likes the Mosquatch. I don't have that. I haven't bought any new ones from them in a while. I haven't ordered anything new in a while.
Andy Kaufman was a wrestling fan. He wrestled somebody.
I saw the movie.
I saw the movie.
Jerry Lawler. And Andy Kaufman was a jerk. He was. They hated working with him on the set of Taxi. But yeah, he started that rivalry for more attention. And he had that thing going with Lawler for a while. And Lawler would kick his butt.
One of these days, Betty White is going to be 105 and not give a crap anymore, revealing herself as a lizard person.
Betty White's been around for a long time.
Yeah, she's like 99 or something. She's up there.
She's been around. And she's never done anything major, but she's been around long enough that everybody remembers her and knows who she is. I mean, she did a lot of game shows.
And, Match Game and
guest appearances and things like that.
And she was on
Golden Girls.
Well, not Golden Girls, the one before that. Mama's Family.
Mary Tyler Moore. Right. Not Mary
Tyler Moore. Carol Burnett.
Eunice's sister. She was Eunice's sister on Mama's Family and on the show Eunice, because there was a spinoff.
Yeah.
That's right.
Chaotic Doom says he remembers watching Hulk Hogan in the cheesy 80s film Suburban Commando. It's so bad, yet now it's a nostalgic feel about it. Yeah. It's still a bad film.
Yeah, there is. It's true. And what was that wrestling film that he was in? And he didn't play himself. He played somebody else, and he fought a character called Zeus. And I can't think of the name of that film.
The movie The Wrestler was good.
Yeah, that's sad.
It's a sad movie, but it gives you a background a perspective of a wrestler's life, especially when they kind of washed up.
Some of these guys, yeah.
Because he was working in a grocery store in a deli department, and they were talking about him and everything. And
he was trying so hard to capture that limelight again.
Yeah.
And some of these guys have hard lives. They really do. There's only a handful that really made it, really got paid well. A lot of these guys were not making any decent money. You hear stories about, or listen to Steve Austin's stories about about his travel time driving from one venue to the next, because he didn't even he couldn't eat. All his money went into gas, and he would have to sit there. He said, I'd be sitting in the car with the door open, peeling potatoes and eating them raw because I only had enough money for gas to the next event and sleep in the damn car. It's incredible what some of these guys went through. I mean, he's doing all right now, but most of those guys, they didn't make it that far as far as Steve Austin did. He only got, that was back when he was the ringmaster, and he only got as far as he did because he got injured and they dumped him on ECW. And he was like on ECW, and he's like, I'm injured, I can't fight, what do you want me to do? And he was like, oh, we'll put you on some promo spots and just talk, say whatever the hell you want. And he was so angry because of how hard things were. He just went on these incredible rants, and the audience loved it. When you are, and that's another thing that sucks about modern wrestling too, is the scripting.
Yeah, they don't have the good promos like they used to.
When you let those guys just go and do whatever they want, if they're good, it'll come out, like Macho Man.
Oh yeah, he is the best.
Hulk Hogan or Roddy Piper, when he would go on his rants.
Paul Bearer was good at it too.
Yeah, Paul Bearer was funny. Or Georgie Animal Steel. And Georgie Animal Steel didn't do anything. He just grunted and made noises and acted like he was crazy and just, but the audience loved it. They loved it. And then the green tongue bit, which was from what was it, cough syrup or something, and he drank it. I think he said, somebody might know better than me, correct me if I'm wrong, that he had been drinking the hard stuff and wanted to cover it up and drank that, and then his tongue was green. And it just kind of fit with the character, so he'd make his tongue green every time that he'd come out.
The movie that I guess,
No Holds Barred. Thank you, Stone Sour.
Robert wants to buy the old DVD of Hulk versus Andre. CM Punk was the last guy to go against the Machine. WrestleMania. Okay, yeah, the WrestleMania where Hulk and Andre the Giant. That was his last fight, and he let Hulk Hogan slam him.
Hurt his back. Hulk didn't want to do it because Andre had just had back surgery, if I remember correctly, and because he was telling me, yeah, Hulk, I gotta stop. He was like, just go ahead and slam me, and he was like, what? Dude, you weigh 504 pounds. Are you sure? And he was like, yeah, go ahead. And he was like, and he had already had the surgery. And then I pick him up and I drop him, and now my back hurts. Just 500 pounds of body weight versus picking up 500 pounds is not the same.
Yeah. And then it's like awkward because, his body was like just big and awkwardly shaped anyway. So to pick him up and flip and
try
him
to
over,
turn him and hold on to him. And that's not easy.
No. Did you like Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan? I like both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked both of them. Somebody else said, okay. Yeah, that was, I thought we had got lost.
That's all right. We're always lost. I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, and Andre was good in The Princess Bride.
Yeah, I saw Princess Bride.
Yeah, I like that movie. It was hard to understand what he was saying though, but he's so baritone that
Andre the boss.
It was hard to understand him at times when he was talking.
But any good movies people seen lately?
I've been hearing the theaters are empty. Somebody was talking about that they went to see. Oh God, what film was it? It's one of these. It was Venom. And he was saying that there was only like 7 other people in the theater.
Yeah, but what time of day did they go?
I don't know.
At the noonday show, like when we go, there's nobody there.
There's nobody there.
So you got to ask what time.
That's true. That's true.
But we haven't been in a while. But there's a lot of stuff out. Like I still want to see Venom. I want to see Halloween. I know David does not want to see Halloween.
No, not another one.
I know. I don't know
my God.
why. But I guess because I've seen all the others, and I'm just curious, are they going to finally end this? Because, I mean, how much longer can you drag out Michael Myers? I mean, he's been dragged out from, what 78 or 9 when the original movie came out? Yeah. And he actually, excuse me, died in the second one. Him and Dr. Loomis.
Written to die.
Yeah.
He was supposed to never come back after that.
And then they came up with this weird way to bring him back. And then it just started getting weirder and weirder as it went on. And now Rob Zombie has it. And he's doing his thing, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much longer can they possibly?
And now we can't see 10 Rings because you don't like the actor.
Well, he got on my nerve with all that mess he was saying.
Yeah, he was kind of a punk. And then what? Eternals is coming up.
Mm-hmm. John said there is no movie theater in his city, the whole city. He live in a small town.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, Steven, Halloween 3 was the best. It was. That was an actual good movie.
Yeah.
And people sleep on Halloween 3. They don't give it the love that it deserved, but that movie was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but people just couldn't get their minds around the fact that Michael Myers wasn't in it. And it's like, it's still not a bad film.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty interesting.
Yeah, Robert wants to see Bond and Venom too, but he'll wait. Definitely going to see Spider-Man with the three Spider-Man. Yeah, that comes out like
multiverse
in December, I think. I want to see that too. Haven't seen a movie since Sonic came out. What about another Porky?
Did that put you off of watching movies? Was it that bad? Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but we haven't seen anything in a while since the last thing you saw was what's that lady name? The singer that died.
Respect.
Yeah.
If that's even any of it accurate.
He actually went and saw Respect.
Well, no, we had to. We took clients.
We took the clients.
We took some of the clients to go see that.
I wasn't there that day. I'm glad because I would have tried it. I would have said something else. We got to go see something else.
Yeah, I don't want to see that movie.
He says he lived in Worcester, Massachusetts. My theater's
Worcester.
Worcester.
Worcester, Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah, because of the pandemic.
Yeah, I see.
Rob Zombie doing the remake of The Monster. I thought
people they're doing
that. He's doing the Addams Family.
Addams Family's animated, but I think that they're trying to bring the Munsters back as well.
But isn't he doing the Addams Family that animated?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's not him? Oh.
Steven wants to know if I got to a drive-in theater. There was no drive-in theaters in Boston, not that I knew of, growing up.
I went as a kid. I went once. I saw Purple Rain.
Oh, no. I'm just going to hide over here now.
I saw Purple Rain. Why are you laughing?
Because
at the drive-in.
Oh my God.
As a kid.
But then when I was a kid, I was only ever brought to the movie theater twice. And of course not by my mother, by someone else. And I was
some older woman trying to make the moves.
Not for like no 6-year-old, I hope. But it was Murder by Death is the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater.
Okay.
And then Star Wars. And a guy from the Big Brothers Association brought me to Star Wars. And then any other film I saw as a child, I went on my own and went and saw it by myself. All by myself, without anybody. But no drive-in theaters. If there was one in Massachusetts, I didn't even know.
McJunkin, Best Joker, Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, Joaquin Phoenix, or Cameron somebody else. I love Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, and Joaquin Phoenix, and I like them all. I'll say equally because they really did.
Everybody had their own take.
Their own take on the character.
Not Jared Leto though. He can go somewhere. He looked like Trailer Park Joker.
I never saw Jared Leto, so I can't say. I seen the pictures. I didn't see the
Cesar
movie.
Romero one too, though.
Yeah, the Cesar Romero one.
Yeah, Cesar Romero he was into it. He loved playing that character. You could tell, and when they love playing the character, it reflects. You can really feel it. So yeah, it's kind of hard to pick one. Tim
Burton is going to do a live action Addams Family. It was going to be Johnny Depp. I can see that as Gomez.
Not Johnny
but
Depp
now,
again.
Why? He does a lot of that stuff. The last
for Tim Burton, I think Tim Burton keeps him alive.
Jughead says the last movie he saw in the theater was Stand By Me. Wow. Oh, it's re-showing. I was about to say there were 7 people. That's including me and who I was with. Never seen Purple Rain. Remember my aunt sings the song. Purple Rain was a good movie. I like Under the Cherry Moon too. A lot of people say that they didn't care for that movie. It was.
I'm picking on her.
Good.
I've never actually seen it.
What, Purple Rain?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was just teasing her because, it's Prince.
Yeah.
Oh, John says he saw the 1989 Batman movie in the theater. Yeah, that's cool. That was it's going to the movie theater in the 70s, 80s, way different than now. Way different experience. Yeah. And then, hey, there's G1 Collector.
Hey, he says that he's always loved Purple Rain. We used to say one was better than the other. As for Prince and Michael Jackson growing up.
Oh, okay.
I love to see Johnny Depp in Addams Family. If Amber Heard is in it, that's his wife, right? Or ex-wife. Gangster Joker, Lady Pop. You a big Prince fan? Yeah, still is a downer. Yeah, we lost him in 2016. I am a big Prince fan. I have nearly all of his the early CDs, not the stuff that came out after the 2000s. I have like some, not too much. Some box sets, DVD, and David bought me a big Prince thing book. Let's see. Family saw original Jaws at the drive-in when I was 5 years old. In the back of our station wagon, seats were turned to face the back window. Me and my brother was watching the other film.
Some station wagons had that rear-facing seat. I remember that back when they made station wagons. I don't think they do that anymore.
Ridley Cinema, I'm sure Fantastic Beasts 3 is going to be a flop. Depp was one of the few things that made the series work. Jughead Drive-In Theater around Boston was in Braintree, closed in the late 80s.
Okay.
Prince was a great showman. Yep.
Yeah.
Wheels of Doom, last film I saw in the theater was A Quiet Place. I didn't care for A Quiet Place because it was exactly like the movie Silence.
Yeah, it's like
same premise. They didn't even rewrite it because they had in Silence the girl was deaf. In The Quiet Place the girl was deaf. Both of them had some kind of alien being that was sensitive to sound. Both of them had to be real quiet. In Silence, the only thing different, they had like this cult religious group that was trying to get little girl. Well, they cut their tongues out, and it was trying to get the little girl to be in the cult, so can rape them and do all kinds of stuff like that. And Quiet Place, the family, they were in the house. The mama had a baby. Of course, dad dies. And the little girl figures out how to, I don't know if kill or whatever to the aliens. So it was basically the same movie, so I couldn't understand that. I saw both. I didn't see A Quiet Place 2.
Look at Eric Peter Carlson there. You lost him.
Yeah, let me go back.
Right there. Eric Peter has a question.
Oh, okay. Have you guys ever tried to collect any of the vintage McDonald's? I have a few. Any of the toys that came inside the box. I actually bought some McDonald's Happy Meal boxes.
Yeah.
So I have some boxes. And I bought the Bernstein Bears set.
Yeah.
Because they didn't make Bernstein Bears figures. So I bought the McDonald's figures. And what else I bought something else from McDonald's. I know I bought the Happy Meal boxes, and I bought the Bernstein Bears. And I think David has some McDonald's figures.
What I want, I don't have them. I want those transforming ones.
Oh, yeah, the transforming meals.
It's like the food, and it turns into a robot. And there was 2 series of them. I want those. I don't have them. I have vintage prizes. Mine are like Burger King ones, though. Like stuff that used to come and this is way back before that kind of stuff. Like there's the Burger King flying disc there. And here's one you won't see too often. Burger King official Dunkin' Yo-Yo. And I have the Piccolos too. Most people have never even seen the Piccolos. But I got them sitting up here. Bump into the rack. You see, these were Burger King prizes. Little, there's the Burger King symbol. Is that disc right there? Little Piccolo. These are like old school stuff from before they were doing too much novelty kind of franchise style prizes where it was based on a film or a TV show.
Distorted Reality wants to know if you have any Donnie and Marie figures.
No, I don't. I used to when I had a bigger like Mego collection, and I had all kinds of Mego anything, and I don't have them anymore though.
Link said the last movie they saw was Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, few movie theaters were open. We saw that on the TV.
Yes.
That was the first King Kong movie I saw, and I actually liked it.
So one of the viewers sent us a code so that we could see it because we didn't have the app.
Megalon needs a comeback. Godzilla versus Megalon. I don't know what Megalon is. It was a giant meme.
Gojira.
Oh.
Godzilla. Gojira.
Did you guys see that Super 7 made a Shogun Godzilla? It's pretty cool looking for such a nice figure.
I don't think I saw the Godzilla. I know they have that Shogun line that's like a take on the classic Mattel Shogun Warriors, which you can see the die-cast ones sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have some of the deluxe ones sitting on the table. But I wasn't really that big of a fan of the Super 7 reissues.
No, you wasn't?
No. Besides, you can pick them up dirt cheap aftermarket. They don't hold the value at all.
Ridley says he had a Burger King fake food playset when he was a toddler. I bet if he tried to buy one now, it'd be over $100. Does Burger King make kids' meals? Can't remember. They did.
I don't know if they still do, but they, just like McDonald's, Burger King was a very child-oriented restaurant. They wanted you to bring your kids there. See the Burger King sitting right here? Knickerbocker Magical Burger King doll made in 1980 in the box. I did a showcase of him a few months back. But yeah, they were very child-oriented, and they had tie-in licenses with Lucasfilm and with Coca-Cola. And that's why they had all of that Star Wars merchandise back in the 70s and 80s.
G1 Collector had a Stompers truck, 4x4 toys from McDonald's back in the day.
I remember that.
80s, very cool, and may have been 5 or 10 of them. I used to love getting those small plastic toys in the breakfast cereals back in yeah, I remember that. Pixel Dan has those transforming McDonald's figures.
Does he?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wanted it, and they're not that much because you with McDonald's prizes in particular, McDonald's and Burger King, but with McDonald's prizes, and Burger King did more like puppets and dolls, like they had the Simpsons dolls. And they had Alf puppets and things like that they did. But McDonald's, you got to remember, they made millions and millions.
Hey, MIB.
Are we still on?
Oh, we froze up. Okay.
There we go.
We're back. Hey, we froze up for a second.
We were frozen.
Hey, MIB. Hey, Johnny. How you doing?
Hey, Johnny, where you been? But they made literally millions of those. So they're not that expensive, most of it.
Hold on. Somebody says something. Oh, G1 Collector said, have we seen the movie Snowpiercer? Yeah,
we saw that.
With them on the train, and they had all the stowaways in the back. And I couldn't understand them because they're all mad because they weren't getting taken care of. And it's like you snuck on.
You snuck on.
you know,
they didn't plan for you.
Yeah,
at
everybody else was planned for. They reserved a seat. They planned for them and everything. Y'all are stowaways.
Yeah.
They had no provisions for you.
You're
But
you're
we saw
the
that
fly
movie.
in the ointment.
McJunkin says the greatest cult movie classic was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I don't know if I saw that. So
if you can't appreciate the cheesiness of it, it's hard to watch though.
Oh.
Yeah, it is, because it's just a badly done film. But sometimes you can make fun of a badly done film and have fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see, where are we? Hello. Okay. McDonald's had a country bear plush with a plastic head. Okay, you got it. Oh,
Art Chemist. Good
hey,
evening.
Art. Remember, I got Elf puppets. Oh, Brandon got the Elf puppets
from Burger King.
Remember the Transformer, McDonald's, and okay. So we all caught up.
Oh, okay. But yeah, they made millions upon millions of those toys because they anticipated, hey, we're going to be giving away one of these away with almost every meal.
Mm-hmm.
So aftermarket, there should, most of them, there are a few that are pretty rare,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, they're not that hard to find.
Yeah.
The Happy Meal prizes, you shouldn't spend too much on them.
What about pickups? Anybody got some new pickups, some good pickups this week? Didn't you get some stuff this week?
Yeah, I got a few things.
Okay, what you got?
I got I got that, and I'm doing I got something that I'm going to be showing on the next Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be putting that up this week, but I got another piece for the vintage Star Wars collection.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of prizes, I do have this, and this is a little premature here because I'm working on something for a video. But it's the 1980 Burger King Star Wars Frisbee. Unused condition. Because they had a contest. Remember, there was a scratch card in 1980, and you scratched off the card and you could get trading cards. They had the set of trading cards, the Frisbee, or a handheld electronic Star Wars game. And you could fill out the back of the scratch card and mail it in and enter a contest for an Atari 2600 game system. Mm-hmm. with some games. Value of about $150, I think. But yeah, I just got this, but I'm putting together a package, and I'll be doing something on a future Star Wars video with this.
Ridley says, Patrick is here. I'm not going to even try and mess up your last name. Hey,
no.
You doing? Ridley says he picked up the Jurassic Park Amber collection, baby T-Rex figure. It'll be cool to have a full-size T-Rex, but I'm sure I'll be massive. It'll be massive. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have room. Okay. Yeah.
That's cool, though. I used to have the original Jurassic Park series from Kenner.
And you got some comic books in. I got some pops in.
I did get some. She got pops. She got pops. Yeah, where's my comic book people? Where are you, comic book? No one asked me. Nobody asked me.
Show them about 3 or 4.
Because usually somebody says, "Hey, did you get any comic book pickups?" But I guess nobody wants to see that.
John said he picked up the Crockett and Tubbs Miami Vice pops.
Oh, okay.
Art has comics.
Art Chemist has comics. Mm-hmm. There you go. Excellent. But yeah, I can show you. I got because I got some graded books in, actually.
Give them here, and then I can pass them to you.
You can pass them to me.
So you want to reach down.
See, this is that's number 46, right? Yeah, Avengers 46, and that's the first appearance of Whirlwind, who you see right there with the green head. First appearance of Whirlwind.
Link bought some Magnas. mangas. Robert's bought some Marvel Masterpiece of Iron Man, Spider-Man.
That's
okay.
those omnibus.
Jughead picked up McFarlane, Batman 66, Joker 66, Robin 66, and the 66 Batmobile. And the Batcave. That's good. That sounds nice. Put some pictures up on David's Facebook so I can see it. I like comics.
Trying to get that glare out of there.
If I turn this light off, I'm going to turn the light off for a second. So
it probably get worse.
Oh, well, we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Try it.
Oh, yeah, it didn't do no better. It doesn't help. Okay.
That's all right. With the old school Ghost Rider there.
I like that on then since it didn't help.
And no, I don't just do graded books, but I do
books.
have a bunch. Here's one you'll never see even loose. Try finding that one anywhere. Abbott and Costello, #1 from Charlton Comics.
No Swamp Thing. I got all the Swamp Thing I'm gonna get for now.
She's got omnibus.
I got the omnibus, and I'm start reading on that. But I haven't bought any comics. I'm not big into comics. I do want to read some good, and I've got some suggestions. A good series.
She doesn't like them. She doesn't like them like this.
Yeah, I like the omnibus.
She likes them in the big book.
Yeah, so I can read it all at once and not be flipping around all over the place. Link says they don't buy Funko Pops anymore. Not against any collector. Yeah, I mean they can be invasive. They are very invasive.
Yeah, it gets in everything.
And they take up a lot of space because I know I have a bunch, and if I got rid of them or moved them or packed them away, I'll have space to put up other things.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what it is. Who's on the first? Who's on second?
Yeah, who's on first? What's on second?
Alvin Costello.
Yeah.
David's so proud of his comics, showing them off like.
This is the first appearance of Darkseid.
Okay.
In this one. Look at that Aurora ad on the back.
Ooh.
Slot car racing.
So that's what David picked up. I only got Pops. Nobody wants to see that. But I'm going to get this thing set up in my Pop area because I know y'all can't wait to see that. Y'all want to see those Pops and just get a good look. So I'm going to try and get the camera system set up in that area, but it's really dark. So I want y'all to be able to see in full light. Robert, I want to buy some Archie. You still on that Archie? Want to see what happened to in Afterlife?
Yeah, Archie, all right here.
No, he wants the comic books.
Yeah, I know.
The Afterlife. He wants to see what happened there when they got married. David, did you have any EC tales from the Crypt?
No, I don't have any tales from the Crypt comics.
Will says he's gotten out of Funko Box. I boxed them up, about 50 of them, and they're in the garage. Yeah, don't get rid of them. Just put them away.
Yeah,
because you might want them again. See. Link said you only have 13 Pops. Only my favorites I keep. Scroll up. I had a question. Okay, give us a second. Let me scroll up and see if I can find your question.
I think the question was about the EC, but
okay, well, that one. No, that wasn't him. But I also wanted to know if you reserved the Razor Crest from Hasbro Labs.
HasLab. No, I don't have the Razor Crest.
Okay, was that the question? I am picky on my Funko Pops. I only buy what I really
I did order the Galactus though. I did order the Galactus.
Robert says he has one Pop that was given to him. I need to send you some so you can beef out your collection. Brandon loves comics, loves Pops too. I want to see the Pops. I never seen the Abbott and Costello before.
Yeah, that's a tough one to find.
Star Wars Legacy. Hi. Welcome to the chat. I never seen your name, so I want to welcome you to the chat.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
2 hours and counting. Wow.
My HasLab Sentinel is busted. What?
Oh, is yours also with the weak knees? Because there are a couple of tutorials on YouTube Off the top of my head, I can't tell you where, but there are a couple of tutorials on YouTube for tightening those knee joints up. And you might want, if you want to look into that, if you're mechanically good that way.
Yeah, man, that sucks because you pay all that money to get a figure that
$350 plus tax.
You could have bought You could have bought all that in Pops. I'm gonna quit talking about the Pops. No, I'm just joking, but seriously, that is a lot of money for a figure that everybody pretty much got in it. They talked about the knees.
A lot of people had trouble with the knees,
and then somebody had to figure it out and put up some tutorials on how to fix it. That's ridiculous for that amount of money.
Because here's the trick for you: it's not an issue of like something that was missed at the factory. That has to be a design defect.
A design flaw.
Something was wrong from the design that they should have found in the prototype instead of saying, well, we got a deadline. Let's just start cranking these suckers out, huh?
They won't know.
You know what? Tell your customers it's going to be an extra few weeks.
Yeah.
They'll suck it up.
Super 7 does it all the time.
Yeah, I know. A lot of these toy companies have been doing it for a
while.
Then
they give you an extra hand or something.
Yeah.
Idiot Figure says he's tightened it several times. Whoa.
Really?
And it's still not working.
Oh. Man. The art chemist wants to see Funkos. He says, yeah, show us the Funkos.
I got to set up in that area. Do you own the massive Stinkor pop? The Stinkor? Yeah, I do. I do own that. Show the pop.
See? See?
That's some pops going for $200 to $300, blowing my mind. Yeah. Actually, and we talked about this before because of the insurance. They want to know the value of stuff.
Yeah.
And I put the pops in the pops price guide. And I was actually surprised at how much some of those pops were going for. And I'm like, oh man, I'm glad I bought this at retail, when it first came out.
Yeah.
And some of the
aftermarket, it'd be like,
yeah. And I put a cap on pops. I will not buy a pop over $30. If it's more than $30, I'm not buying it. And that's because it's crazy. It's ridiculous. I mean, and when the insurance company asked for values and stuff, and I was going through other stuff, putting the values on there, I was actually surprised at how much some of that stuff goes for.
Look at Distorted Reality.
Please don't show the pops.
Trying to discourage everybody who said show the pops. It's like, oh, corn pops. How about corn pops? Big Yellow. Who remembers Big Yellow from Corn Pops?
Yeah, that's what Robert says. Every time he hears Pops, I keep thinking of Sugar Bear and get hungry.
Oh, okay. No, it was Big Yellow with Corn Pops, I think.
I don't know what it was.
Big Yellow likes everything big.
Okay, I saw an unboxing of the Ninja Turtles movie double pack. He opened them up for the video and he broke Leo's sword. Ooh.
Slow down.
Rushing. Why are you rushing? I mean, if you don't have time to make the video, wait until you got some time, because then you break up your stuff. So, I don't know. Critical Thinker says Funko is dog meat.
Oh, really?
Joey, I can't tell. You're a big honker man as well. I can't tell. A big honker man as well. I don't know. But if you woke up in hell and you were stuck as a Funko Pop.
Funko Pop. You have a big head.
Yeah, big head and a tiny body.
Big head and a tiny body. You feel like a Bratz doll.
With them big, huge eyes. I love vintage stuff. Do you have a retail store? No.
No, we don't have a store. It just looks like it. We get that sometimes, and that's because of the slat walls.
Yeah.
You can see it behind here. The slat wall system that we use. You see it sometimes in shoe stores and other retail outlets. Clothing stores, because the shelves, it's all these transparent shelves and you can pull them out and rearrange them however you want, or you can put full-size shelves like this one. It just gives a lot of options, so we like using them.
Yeah, and it makes it because I don't like them when they're stacked. If that's all you got, that's all you got.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have a choice and you do the best you can. But she means like when you have a lot of times people just get bookshelves and they put things all behind each other and you can't. It's all deep in there and it's hard to see.
Yeah, guys, be careful opening NECA toys or hate they come broken.
She don't open hers.
I don't open mine. I have some NECA stuff. I don't have a lot.
Yeah.
But I do have some NECA stuff, but I don't open it, so it ain't gonna break. Not unless it breaks inside the package. But I don't open it. I'll meet you in the middle. I'll give $5 for your whole. Yeah, okay. Awesome collection and display. Then new sub today.
He's talking about like our last discussion that we just did about the going to conventions and getting good deals. And somehow that's what he's making fun of.
Yeah, meet you in the middle.
Because some of those dealers are like that. Oh, why don't we just meet in the middle?
Yeah.
Stop pretending we're on Pawn Stars and just tell me how much you want.
Oh, idiot figs! My NECA Danny came with 2 left hands. I got my 3-0 Soundwave. It didn't have one of the hands. I sent them a note back, and they sent me the hand.
Yeah, it took a minute, but
but they did send it.
Art Chemist says he has to go.
Okay, well, thanks for stopping by. Awesome collection and display. New sub today. Thanks, Critical Thinker. Thank you. McJunkin still have all of my number ones. Wow, that's nice. And first issues comics, G.I. Joe, Wolverine, Space 1999, She-Hulk, Wonder Woman, Fantastic Four, and so on. Star Wars.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I used to have a massive Star Wars. Star Wars. Yeah, I did, but also had a massive comic book collection on top of everything else. And that that's another story.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another story.
You see, if you're going to, Ridley says if you're going for the store look, aesthetic stacking figures in front of each other on hooks is neat. Some people do that too. They get a system like this and they put the peg hooks and then they hang them all behind each other. Yeah. But then you can't see them all.
I mean, but everybody, if that's the look you're going for, and then it works for you. Link said his the NECA Godzilla figures came out of the box display on the shelf. He had never had a problem. Did anyone see Chucky TV show? I didn't know Chucky had a show. Oh, it's on YouTube. No. All right.
Hey, there's Umi Kaboom.
Umi Kaboom. Hey. Still need to watch the Chucky show. I have about 10,000 comics in storage. Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
And Jughead says he just read it. I'm just like being silly here. I bought a few of those NECA Godzillas. They're great. Wish they did more.
Robert, I was because I keep watching that Christine. The Junkyard Christine is actually going down in price. I don't know if you got it or not. On eBay, it's going down in price. So you might want to watch it if you're not watching it. I don't know if you got it, but I saw it, I think yesterday or the day before, and the price is starting to lower a little bit, but it's starting to nudge down. I want the NECA version of the 70s Toho Monster. I don't know what that is.
Are they doing those? I know Super 7 does some Sofubi stuff, classic looking Sofubi stuff. I don't know about Super 7 though. I mean, I don't know about NECA though, I meant to say. What my critical thinker, my wife asks.
Why the Naked Joes? We talked about that earlier.
They're waiting for their dry cleaning.
They don't have clothes, and he's waiting to get some clothes.
I had just finished cleaning them up, and so I stood them up in there, and just haven't had a chance to dress them.
Yeah.
So
he got to put Naked Joes all over the place.
I got a couple of incomplete outfits that I want to finish, and then they'll be okay.
Okay.
They don't mind standing around in the cold. They're Joes. They're tough, and they can survive the elements.
I guess. Brandon says he opens his Marvel Legends blade, and when he went to pose him, the ankle snapped off. Blade was always my favorite. I'll never buy another Marvel Legend. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We've heard a lot about that.
Breaking stuff, they're making these things cheaper and cheaper, and expect the same problems from McFarlane Toys, too. I've been hearing about breaking limbs, peeling paint, chipping paint, wonky paint jobs on the faces, things like that from McFarlane too. So
I saw his Swamp Thing today. David showed it on the roundup. I don't think it looks good. I didn't like the overall look of it. It looks just kind of cheap, and I don't know. It just looked cheap and cheesy to me.
Yeah. Hey, It's all right. You got all the Kenner ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want a 6 scale, like a hot toy version or something like that.
If they could do it right.
Yeah, they did a great job on the Prime one.
Yeah, that's Prime 1.
They did a great job. I won't get that unless I hit the lottery, though.
Yeah, probably not.
Happy Playmates released Rodan and somebody.
Oh, Rodan? Who did?
Playmates. Happy Playmates.
Am I looking in the right place?
The last one.
Oh.
Happy Playmates released Rodan and Gorosaurus.
Okay, I didn't know they were doing that. It says the monster arts aren't worth the price point.
Oh yeah.
I have the 2019 Godzilla. SH Monster Arts from Bandai are expensive. Have you seen Ash versus Evil Dead? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that film.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you did? I never saw it.
Yeah, I saw all 3 of the original Evil Dead films, and I seen the show too.
It was a TV show.
Yeah, just recently they brought the Ash character back. I didn't care for it that much though. Some parts of it I could get into, and some I couldn't. I thought it was kind of unnecessarily gory, and also I didn't like how they turned Ash into such a buffoon. Ash's character, he was silly, but he wasn't that silly.
Oh yeah.
You know, they kind of went over the top with just how, the goofiness of the character.
It seems like they do that in movies, especially if they make a series. Like past 2 and 3 series in the series, the character starts getting kind of ridiculous and cheesy and stuff like that.
Look what they did to Loki.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
Pure comedy relief by the last couple of times he appeared in a film.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he went from being like Marvel's actually best villain at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best Marvel could offer for a villain.
Zombie.
Oh, okay. Hey, Zomb. To sitting there being hogtied on the floor in Thor Ragnarok, and it's like, why do you even have this character anymore? He's got Doctor Strange picking on him. I don't want to talk to you. And then he suddenly, when he's done talking to Thor, he falls out of nowhere, and he's like, I've been falling for half an hour. He's just a joke in the last couple of films. I haven't seen the show Loki, so I don't know what's going on with that, but Marvel just flipped him and turned him into a joke.
Edwin says hello. He just pre-ordered the Andre the Giant Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who made the Andre the Giant Bigfoot? NECA?
No.
I remember seeing it, but I don't know who made it.
It's Mattel.
Okay.
Because they're doing the wrestlers in their famous screen roles, and Andre the Giant was Bigfoot on $6 Million Man.
Ridley says Loki gets beaten to submission and brought to tears like a little B word in a new show.
See, and he was they had built him up into a really good villain.
Oh,
and that you remember, you saw the original Thor, and you saw. Well, he wasn't in the original Thor, really, was he? Yeah, he was.
I don't remember.
He was. You saw him in the original Thor, and you saw him in the Avengers films and stuff like that. He was a decent villain, and he just kind of ruined it.
Zombie said Venom was not great.
Yeah, it's a big toss-up on that. Well, people expected more out of it than what they're getting.
Oh, yeah. Umi Kaboom said, what do you think about the Star Wars? And they also said something about they got the Star Kiss tuna product people.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Where's that?
Well, that was way up there. But now they're saying, what do you think of the Star Wars line? I've been collecting the characters that never got a figure in the past.
Oh, you mean the the modern ones? I don't collect any of the modern ones. I'm trying to collect all the vintage ones, and I like the classic Power of the Force vintage figures that came with the coin. But as far as modern takes on the figures and Black Series and retro and all that, I'm really trying not to pay attention to it because it's just too much. From the 90s?
No. Oh, I thought they were answering. McJunkin was saying, do anybody remember the show Legends of Superheroes?
Legion of Superheroes.
Legions. Oh, Legions. Where do I get Legends from?
Know.
Legions.
Some of them are Legends.
Legions of Superheroes. I've never heard of it.
So Omi says from the 90s. No, I don't collect any of the 90s ones either.
You only collect the original Star Wars from the 70s and 80s?
From the 70s and 80s. There's tons of that stuff. And the ones from the 90s are still pretty cheap. You can get them for a good price if you're into that. But, man, they made a lot of stuff. But I wasn't really into it.
Link missed the days of toy hunting in Toys R Us. And Kaiser has 54 Godzillas.
Wow, there you go.
That's a nice little Godzilla
My
collection.
son collects a lot of Godzilla stuff too. Actually, I don't have much Godzilla, but I do like classic Godzilla.
And Edwin asks, why is that guy jealous of William Shatner? You talked about
Takai.
Yeah, you talked about that for a while.
I don't know. Some people just can't let stuff go. That's what Shatner was saying on the social media today, this morning, I guess, that George Takai is still crying about like 30 seconds of airtime in an episode of Star Trek more than 50 years ago. And he was like, dude, when are you going to just stop? Seriously. But some people just don't know how to let things go.
Kaiser meant to say he got the 1954 NECA Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
Not that he has 54 Godzilla.
Okay. I gave all of my NECA Godzillas to Warren.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
I remember you having some because you had got a bunch.
I gave them to him.
Yeah, the carded ones.
Yeah, they were on the
card
tabs. Yeah.
Show your medical papers.
Who was talking about Starkist?
I think Charlie it was Uni Kaboom. I want to collect the original Star Wars line, but they are so expensive. You can find
Charlie Tuna. The original vinyl one from Product People.
Yeah.
From the 1970s. These are hard to come by.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They bought the Starkist, but the rest of the figures are so hard to find.
Yeah, they are. They're incredibly difficult to track down. Any of the Product People. Well, it's sometimes the Snap, Crackle, and Pop show up, and there's two series. Product People made two lines of figures, and the Campbell kids.
The Campbell kids are like the easiest one you said,
they
right?
Are. These two. You can find these two pretty easy because they overproduced them. Because Campbell kids, let me get the lighting just right. They made tons and tons of them. And so these will turn up. There's not like a lot of them like on eBay, but when you find them, they're not too much. If I was going to start with Product People, I get the Campbell kid first because they're just the cheapest when they do turn up.
Let's see. Before the 20 Funko Pop boom. Yeah, because that's kind of like what they look like. Funko Pops. See, Funko has a Charlie Tuna. Yeah, he does. And he has it. Kane has it.
See, this is part of the This is part Wave 2. She was in Wave 2. And that's not Wave. They got a mixture of Wave 1 and Wave 2 pictured on the back.
He said that he found Charlie on eBay for $100, and actually, if it was a good price.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad for a box. Was it boxed or loose?
Ridley, you don't see marketing like that. Marketing mascots much anymore. You don't.
No.
There's not a lot of marketing mascots anymore.
No.
They still got even Mr. Clean. They don't show him hardly anymore.
No.
Nobody has one. Now those are cool. I'm curious. You have any Popeye?
The only thing Popeye that I've got is from Mezco. Yeah.
I have the Funko Pop.
Oh, no.
He said, Uni Kaboom says that they found a box one with no damage.
That's a good price. And that one is like the hardest. The Trix Rabbit's still in the box. because I've been 15 years, I think, more than 15 years now, trying to put this set together. This is the only one I've ever found for sale in the box, and I managed to get it.
Wow.
There's only one other one I've ever seen in the box, and it was in someone else's private collection. They're showing pictures of it.
Link said, my mother remembers little Lulu. She told me she read the comics she was growing up in Mexico. I like to joke that little Debbie wouldn't be so little if she ate her own products.
No, she'd be a chubby Debbie.
Yeah, she wouldn't be little Debbie anymore.
No.
She'd be big Debbie.
Okay. But yeah, I do a lot of the advertising stuff. I mean, because you see, I got the Remco McDonald's figures right here, and I've got a lot of the Poppin' Fresh also, the Pillsbury Playthings collection, and of course, like you saw, the Product People, and the Product People are pretty rare, most of them.
Jughead said he just posted the 66 Batman stuff, so I'll go look on look at it after this. And Robert says you need the Lucky Charms leprechaun. Did they make one? The Lucky Charms?
Not in that era. I don't think so.
And they didn't do what you call it, the Tony the Tiger?
There's a vine. They didn't do it, but there is, from that time period, from the 70s, a vinyl bank that looks pretty good. There's a vinyl bank of that. They did the Keebler Elf. There's Milton the Toaster for Pop-Tarts. That's a real tough one to find. Vinyl Milton the Toaster, because I like them with their vinyls. They did piggy banks also, and they did like cookie jars and stuff like that. It was real popular. But yeah, I love the classic stuff, and I've got the only one I'm missing from Product People. I've got both waves, Wave 1 and Wave 2, and I'm only missing Frankenberry in the box. That's the only one I need still. And the Pillsbury Playthings, I've got a lot, but there's still a few pieces that are just so hard to get that I'm missing from the Pillsbury Playthings. And I'll show you one. We probably got to get going here in a few minutes, but I'll show you some Pillsbury Playthings if you've never seen these before.
Edwin, no, that Funko did not make a Bluto Pop. Robert, Godzilla near your playset, McDonald's playset. There's no Godzilla over there. That's Grimace. It's 2 Grimace dolls over there.
What Grimace? Oh.
Yeah. Hess trucks are still a thing around me, says Andrew.
From the also from the 1970s, not made by Product People, although they look like it. And this is sealed. A lot of these were sold in Sears, and I have most of the collection. I have most of these. There's a few, like Raleigh. There's a finger puppet Raleigh in a little blue car. In the box, he's like $1,000. There's a handful that are so ridiculously expensive that if they show up, it's almost impossible to get them.
Zombie said he's a huge fan of advertising goodness. One reason he collects cereal premiums.
Yeah.
Ridley says people smear American like it has no culture. We have marketing culture. McDonald's has an American ego.
See, like there's the finger puppet Playthings Playhouse. Still sealed. And again, this is something you would order from the Sears catalog.
Andrew, Hess trucks are from a gas station, usually sold Christmas. I remember the Hess trucks in South Carolina. They had the Hess gas stations, and you see a lot of them when you go to toy shows. You will see the Hess trucks. They even sell them in Walmart. I still see them around. The Hess trucks, and some people collect them, but they never made it big like Hot Wheels and stuff like that. But yeah. Any Flintstone toys? David, you don't have no Flintstones. Oh, yeah, John F has to leave. Thank you for stopping by.
I've got actually the Flintstones vitamins mail away drinking cups. There's a series of like little plastic mugs, figural mugs that were giveaways from Flintstones vitamins from one a day in the late 60s and early 70s. There were 4 of them that were released, and I've got the set.
Star Wars Legacy, do you have an Instagram? Yours is what?
Yeah, Open by Chance on Instagram.
Open by Chance on Instagram, and his is Star Wars Legacy. So if you you know, I don't know what you do on Instagram, like him or friend him or whatever, he'll like you back.
Okay.
I don't have Instagram, so I don't know. The Godzilla reaction was $30 ship. Okay. Needs better packaging. Used to own the Flintstone Pops. I never got the Pops double pack. The colors were pink, like the 60s. Yeah, I remember seeing them, but I didn't get them.
Migo had a Flintstones playset. Man, that sucker is worth a fortune now. You can't find it.
Electronic. The Batmobile is great. I guess they went to your channel to see your Facebook and saw what Jughead put on there. He put all his 66 Batman stuff. BrolyCon, do you have any animation cells? I have He-Man and Battlecat.
I've got tons of animation cells.
Is it accessible?
Got Masters of the Universe. I got Brave Star. I've got Dilbert. I had My Little Pony. I gave like 30 of them to a guy. But yeah, we got. I don't know if I have any out.
The giant head Burger King guy from a few years ago was crazy. Yeah, he was creepy when they did the Burger King commercials, and they had the king, and they had that big head.
Yeah, you mean like that?
Is it? Okay, I think that's a good angle.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a ton of Masters ones. And like I said, I got a bunch of Brave Star, and I got Dilbert and some other odds and ends.
Electronic says, I just got the 66 Batmobile a few weeks ago. Which one? The Jada Metals one? I always wanted Filmation Ghostbuster cells. Great toy. The small one, box art and display is cool. Yeah, it's cool. Let's see. My grandma probably still has those Tom and Jerry jelly jars.
Welch's.
Yeah,
Welch's, because they did that because you could keep the jar and use it for like little kids would use them for drinking or for whatever. But they made character jars of like everything, and it was kind of shaped like a glass because it didn't have a lip inside of it. And just straight up and down, and you pop that off and use it. But then Tom and Jerry, Woody Woodpecker, Flintstones. I mean, they had all kinds of character jelly jars.
Brandon wants to know if you have any Ziggy.
No, I don't have any Ziggy. Sorry. I don't think I do.
McFarlane Batmobile. Oh, McFarlane. I didn't. Oh, okay. I seen him in the store.
Gold Gambit. Where you been, man?
Gold Gambit. I have the Jada Metal Batmobile. Yeah. The Jada Metal one.
Because we're going to be getting off here in a few minutes. Yeah. Actually, sorry. Yeah, we started earlier than normal. Yeah. We weren't even sure if we were going to be able to do it because we've been like.
The weekend went so rough.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks really, it's been pretty rough at work because of state audits, and we've been putting in extra hours every day at work.
But we wanted to come on because we know, we wanted to see everybody and say hello and do all of that. So it's a great Jughead, Batcave and figure so far. I'm a huge Alien fan. I'd have awesome. Oh, it'll be awesome to find animation cells of Operation Aliens. Okay. Anybody else selling or collecting DC, Marvel, Star Wars?
Pez dispensers. I used to have a big collection of vintage Pez. Yeah, the old ones from like the 60s and 70s. I had all the Indians and stuff like that. That stuff is so expensive now. The old people who collect Pez, for the most part, because the newer stuff, I don't think it goes for that much. But I don't know too much about it. But the older stuff, the value has gone up quite a bit. It's been hard to find.
Robert says he had a rough week. He's feeling drained, and that's how I feel. Just like, Um, Electronic says the room is dope. Thank you.
Thanks.
Trevor, do you guys have a list of things you look for when you go to toy shows, or do you just look for what kind of both?
Yeah.
We go with certain things in mind. Okay, yeah, I'll be looking out for this, but then we kind of just look and whatever catches our eye, and it might be at a really good price or something we might see that we didn't even think of. Like, oh man, I didn't think of that. And then, so
you kind of know what you're missing, and if you spot it, because it's hit or miss. And you go to a show, you don't know what they're gonna have. Alan wants to know if you're still collecting Funkos.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Oh, so I keep hitting the thing. Yeah, I still collect Funkos, but I'm slowing down on buying anything new. The stuff I have is the stuff that I'm gonna keep. But I'm not trying to buy anything new. Yeah, and every time I say that Funko comes out with something like, oh, I gotta have that. But I stopped buying for like 3 years. I really didn't get back into buying Funko until the pandemic came, and it seemed like they just put out a ton of really nostalgic things, all of that retro stuff that they came out with that was really nice and it caught my eye. Stuff that I liked, remember, it just brought back a lot of memories. And so I got back into buying it, and now I'm backing off again because it's like, okay, I don't even have space to put all of it up. Most of it is packed up. A good chunk of it is displayed, and then stuff is packed away. So it's not worth it. Plus, I'd rather spend my money on something else. Other things that I really like is one statue out there that I really want that I would have to win the lottery. But if I save my pennies for about 3 years, maybe I'll be able to buy it.
Robert wants to know if we're going to any shows. The next one we're going to is Retro Toy Con in South Carolina.
Yeah, Retro Toy Con. I think it's in Greenville, South Carolina. Yeah, I think. And that's in November. We'll be there.
19th, 20th, and 21st, I think. But we're only going on Sunday.
Somebody else is asking about your Naked Joes.
Yeah, they keep asking because I had cleaned them up. I cleaned them up and I just set them up on the shelf to fill the space, and I haven't had a chance to dress them. But yeah, they're waiting for the dry.
What's all the green stuff on the wall?
Green stuff?
What green stuff? I don't know. LPH does your toy shows saying no pops for me, but I don't buy pops at toy shows.
They're dirty at toy shows with the pricing.
I think I've bought from the time I started buying pops. I think I've bought one pop at a toy show. I can remember buying one. I don't think I've bought any more. If I have, it's not is 3, but I don't buy pops at toy shows. I don't even look at them. I'll film it, but I don't even look through it. Anytime I buy a pop, it's in the store or online, like on Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store. I used to have Big Apple Collectible, but because I don't even want to buy anymore and they take so long, I don't buy from them. But I don't buy at toy shows at all. They're going commando. Oh yeah,
literally.
No, yeah.
This is
Few Funko. My collection is anime. Okay. No, he's talking about the Joes are going commando. They don't have no clothes on.
You made a little Arnold Schwarzenegger reference.
Green stuff underneath it. Oh, that's those GI Joe.
Those are vehicles. Loose vehicles.
That stuff there. Those are vehicles. You probably can't see it well, but it's all them GI Joe.
The color
vehicles.
Kind of blends together.
Mm-hmm.
They get the bridge layer and the bridge layer and the dragonfly over there, and the Mobat and a few other pieces.
Really dirty. Joe. David gets down and dirty with his Joes. Yeah, he washed the clothes. They were and dirty. He cleaned it and all kinds of stuff.
Well, they sell sometimes. You can get them cheap because people just don't want to clean them up. And it's not that hard. You just got to be careful.
Yeah, you just got to know what you're doing, how to clean your figures, the clothing, if they got soft good clothes or if it's vinyl, what you can use. Don't use detergents or like all-purpose cleaners and stuff because that can take the paint off. We've talked about keeping your toy room clean. People has asked us about that before. How do you keep your toy room clean? We use brushes. Get that face brush right there.
Yeah.
We use the face brush, the Swiffer towels, this makeup brush, and you could just wipe them off. Let me grab some.
Yeah,
ain't
because
nothing right
the
here.
thing is with
Not
these
that big old box.
yeah, because I mean it's a good point.
Yeah, so you just wipe it off like that.
Because these cello windows, even if you use like a towel or some people use a baby wipe, believe it or not, these cello windows can still streak permanently, and then you're going to get a dinginess and lines. But those makeup brushes are great for cleaning stuff like that without causing any problems.
Robert wants to know if you know how to fix the O-ring on a G.I. Joe. Just don't want to bother trying figures out. Yeah.
Yeah, I've replaced O-rings on the Ara figures before.
Yeah, and Links, that's true. Don't use a paintbrush. Use the soft makeup brush.
Paintbrushes will streak also.
Yeah, because I used to use a small paintbrush, and then David showed me, hey, look.
Look, if and you turn it, it's like, oh wait, this scuffs now. Yeah, they even the cello is a lot more delicate than people might think. That's why when they ship them, they put tissue paper between the cello windows inside the cases.
Fabio, Robert, I ordered a Batman for my animated the Mafex, and I still haven't gotten it yet. I got an email from Sideshow, I think last week, telling excuses. Me, hey, we still got your order on. No, we still know about your order. It's delayed. So, all of those ships floating around the United States, maybe my Batman is in one of them. And one day it'll get to the port, and one day it'll get on a truck and it'll be delivered. Those windows after time can just they do fall apart. They fall into the package. The glue,
that can happen.
And we have a couple of them that do that. You just try not to touch it too much so it won't get any worse.
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me is when they crack and then they start to tear, because any slight touch, it'll make it tear.
Although that usually only happens when they've been exposed to sunlight quite a lot. This because the sunlight, and it starts to turn yellow, makes them brittle, and then they split.
Robert says he loved to get the May. I thought we talked about it, and you ordered the Mafex Batman animated series. I thought you said you had ordered that and you were just waiting for it to come in. But yeah, I'm waiting for it to come in. I ordered the Mondo Batman, and I have that. But the one for the Batmobile is the Mafex one because it fits. I want the 1/6 scale. I don't know about that. That's another one that you got to wait for the lottery. But that would be cool because I got an idea of how I want to set it up, and because it's huge.
It is. It's a big piece.
Seen some people use an air spray. Ooh, you got to be careful with that air spray.
The air dusters. Dust. Yeah, you'll knock stuff over.
Well, not only that, but if you hit one of those cellophane windows, pressure. Yeah, and they're already delicate, and if they're kind of loose and you spray it, even if it's like a little zap, it could be too much and it could break it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus side more jobs for the ports. Yeah.
If they let anybody work.
It depends on your state, because some states are like,
Florida's jumping off on it.
Yes, Florida's inviting them all in. Hey, we can take you. We got
California
the people.
Doesn't know what they're doing. Come on down.
We got the people. We're ready to take the ships in. So hopefully that comes through and we can start getting our goods, and the store shelves will be stocked again. Hope you do a video Mafex. Oh, definitely. We're gonna review it, do an unboxing and review. I got the Mafex. Okay, you got the Hush. I want to see the animated series.
All right.
I've got some carded figures from eBay early 2000s. I don't have the room to display. I got them on shelves in the laundry room, and I'm afraid the room light that and the if it gets warm in there, because sometimes the dryer
temperature changes and moisture moisture in the air, like you can't hear it right now because we turned it off to do this, but we keep dehumidifiers running 24/7 just to keep the moisture level down in the room, because we do a lot, and this room is sealed, so when we shut the lights off, it's pitch in here. You can't see
dark.
You can't see your hand in front of your face.
Yeah. Okay. What's up, guys?
Oh, Socrates. Hey. All these latecomers.
Well, we got on early, because if we got on at 6, they'll be like 54 minutes late. The toy shop walkthrough videos were cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's near here. We're going back there.
We did Second Chance, and we did
the comic
Dr.
book shop,
Nose.
and we went to the antique mall.
Antique
that
mall.
Antique mall was really nice.
A lot of stuff.
Are you planning on buying any of those Super 7 carded Joes?
No.
I tried to encourage him to get it, but he don't want it.
I think I'm done trying to get any modern G.I. Joe stuff after the fiasco with Classifieds. And they already have, like, I think over 50 figures for the Classifieds already. And I can't find them. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done.
Socrates said he just finished a great dinner with his wife. Wow, excellent. Good. Jughead give us $5. Just a suggestion: during your live chat, you should pick a part of the collection for a show and tell. Okay. That'd be interesting. That's a good idea, actually. That reminds me, any chance of it? Oh yeah, you've been asking for that collection tour for a while.
Because we've been kind of doing that anyway, just here, holding stuff up for people to look at.
A nice little go around, because we have changed the room a lot.
Yeah, we have. It's always changing.
Well, I know for mine, I took down one whole wall and replaced it with totally different figures and moved some stuff around, and we've added stuff, and David has shifted around some stuff.
And I'm constantly making room.
Yeah.
And adjusting things.
Because our thought was, when we did the initial one, was to do a tour once a year. And then we started moving things around. It was like, wow, we changed it totally. Maybe we should do another tour. And then people started asking, so maybe.
Yeah.
I unbox all my figures and pack the boxes in the laundry room. Only open space storage I've got. I haven't noticed any moisture. That's good. The antique mall was loaded. It is. That's the best antique mall that we've ever been in.
For our kind of nostalgia. And that's also where I got the phone, if you were watching. That's where I picked that up. And that is a telephone. And it's from, like, I want to say 1985. And this is a manager's phone. There were 2 versions. And if you worked in a McDonald's, this is the phone that was sitting in the manager's office. There's another one where Ronald is sitting cross-legged, and he's got his arms up and the receiver rests. But on this one, there is no receiver.
Okay.
And this was there, and the box was there. And it was pretty cheap. I was shocked by how cheap it was, because I know what these go for. And I was like, I'm leaving with this.
Okay, hold on. There's like 2 I want to make sure I read. Okay. Robert says Big Bad Toy Store is a great option. Yeah, but then like what, the Cobra Island is only at Target. They got the exclusive
Target's got a lot of exclusives, and that kind of ruined it, honestly.
He got upset about that. I've noticed, Socrates, GameStop has a lot of pops that come out within a month, and they're discontinued. Yeah. I think the Funko craze is starting to wean. People are starting to...
and they got those sodas out just in time.
Yeah.
That's why they kept coming up with different lines.
The black light kind of picked it up a little bit.
They knew eventually Pops would die off. Pops are not an original idea, but it was working for them. But eventually it's going to stop, and they need to keep going.
Yeah.
And that's why they keep coming out with different toy lines. I mean, here's a concept of the Pop designs right here.
Yeah.
Big head caricature figures, and these are from the 70s. Well, the red ones are from the 80s, and the red and white box ones are all from the 70s. Boxed caricature dolls made by Mattel. And Remco did it in the 60s. They did celebrity figures, caricature, and little window boxes. And it's not an original concept. It just was working at the time. It worked out really well for them. But yeah, I think people are kind of overwhelmed with Funko.
Yeah, and I really think people are starting to especially like people that's been in it for a while. Like I've been at David jumped off of the bandwagon a long time ago.
Yeah.
I got off, I got back on. Now I'm trying to get back
here,
off.
These by from Dakin.
Mm-hmm.
Dakin made these in the 70s, and this is jointed. This is jointed big head vinyl with mixed media, and they sold them in these bags.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of these. They did other things, like they didn't just do Warner Brothers. They did like Smokey the Bear and stuff like that are pretty cool and not nearly as expensive as the Pops even now. Which surprises me. These are called Chatter Chums, by the way. I did a showcase of them a while back, and they talk, and they're worthless. I love them, but they're not expensive. They're rare. They are rare. You'll have a harder time finding this than you will a Bugs Bunny Funko, but you'll pay less for this. And this was made in like 1976. And you pull the string.
You can't understand that thing.
But still, it's a pull string talker. See, and they got the hole there. And I'd rather have something rare and vintage like this, something nostalgic like this, than a Funko Pop, And if you collect Funko, it's cool, but
Anyway, after you done peed all over Funko Pop collectors, Robert says his favorite video of ours was the Slapwalk videos.
Oh, okay.
Jughead wants to hear trivia, fun facts about the collection. Both of your collections on. Oh, what are your opinions? Has collecting become too political?
They're trying
to stick agenda into everything.
And I've noticed again that some of these bigger channels now on their live streams, all they're talking about is politics. And I'm like, yeah, there's 6 of them on a panel or whatever, and it's like 4 of you are comic book guys and 2 of you action figure guys, and you're sitting there talking about Biden. We already know, okay? We hear it all day.
Yeah.
With this.
No, he said Comic-Con. Has Comic-Con come to political?
This is a sanctuary. Comic-Con, I don't know. It's gotten too expensive. The con like SDCC
and
NYCC.
You know why? What I think it was in 2020 that when Joe Fest came back, and you remember the whole thing behind the General Lee, and they made them a couple of vendors made the Joes of Hazard County.
Yep.
And they made that guy pull those vehicles down, and he had one, and I bought it from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
talked to the artist.
Yeah, we talked to the artist that actually made it. And he said that they weren't able to sell it because, all of the Black Lives Matter was off, up and going. And this was one of the figures that they made for.
Well, that's the vehicle, and these are the figures.
Figure and vehicle. And every year they make something for Joe Fest, and this was what they made in 2020.
And he was the artist that worked on this, and he was like, I couldn't even do the box. They canceled it.
Yeah. Oh man, that fell off.
I'll pick it up.
But they couldn't. The con, whoever was doing the con made them stop. They couldn't sell any. So yeah, it has become too political. Because people are putting their ideas and their agenda, and they're like, we don't want this or that, so whatever.
And that guy was so happy that she wanted it.
Yeah.
He was like, do you want it? You want to buy it? Mm-hmm. She was like, sure. Because she loves the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. My second favorite video of yours is the bootleg Masters of the Universe. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah. That was a fun project to do. Someone sent me a loose bootleg. And the thing with the loose figures is because the way the shelves are made, I don't have space to put it on. But if I put it on a card, I can hang it. So I wanted to hang it. So I made this whole thing and carded it and got comic books the mini comics and put it in there, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. I found a person that made custom card backs, and they made the custom card backs, and I bought just any old random comic book because you ain't gonna read it. It's all in there, and just made a whole thing. So now I can hang this on the wall and not have the figures falling all over the place.
Yeah. That was a fun little project.
Let's see. I do have a walk-in closet, but I have my old giant family kitchen table crammed in there. Oh, no. I don't hoard. I'm just attached to it. I don't have anything from my childhood. Yeah, I don't have it. I have one thing from my childhood, and that's that Care Bear record. I hope David goes back to the Joes. Know the frustration, but hope you go back. Just like watching.
That's from my childhood. Poor old loosened out Luke here. That's my original Luke Skywalker.
Lady Pop Hunter found mini Masters figures at Dollar Store. Yeah, I don't like the mini figures. People have told me that, but I don't like the mini figures. So one day I might need a giant family dinner table for my own family. That snake face Master of the Universe pop was dope. Went so fast. I didn't even try to get it. But
who asked me if I had Flintstones? I just remembered. I do also have that.
That's not
It is Flintstones Weebles on the card. These are incredibly hard to find on the card too. Weeble sets.
Andrew, you might want to check Big Apple Collectible because I did see it on there. They usually have pops from from store exclusive, so you might find it there if you're looking for it. What's Funko Pop doing now? I've been keeping. They're doing the pins, the black lights, that kind of stuff.
The sodas, which are just again, like I said, nothing original with Funko really. It's like a recreation of the Sutton and Sons vinyl figures from, I want to say, 1972. They used to make those Sutton and Sons. Mm-hmm. But that's exactly what they look like to me. Only they didn't come in a can; they came in a hang tab cello bag.
Mm-hmm. Bo Gammett has sold off his entire Funko collection a year ago.
Ka-ching!
Really, I have room to be active in my house, but I do store away stuff I might not use for years, just in case. I need a dinner table or extra TV, I guess. I don't collect pops, but if you enjoy them, then buy them. Yep.
You work with what you got as far as space.
Yeah, and that's for anything.
Yeah. We're just fortunate that when we got this house, there was a really big bonus room, even though the room was destroyed. And there's an older video on here that I did. It's called From This to This, Building a Toy Room from Scratch. And because I completely rebuilt this room. New sheetrock, new studs, new electric, new floors, new drop ceiling. I did everything in here. And also, because there was water damage, I dug a trench around the outside of the house and resealed the house and filled it back in, which is expensive. You hire somebody to do it. Fortunately, I know what to do. But so we sealed it off, got rid of the moisture, rebuilt the room, or we did it. We didn't hire somebody. And now we have our bonus room is our collection room, and it's like 15 by 30. It's a big room. And then the next room also has stuff in it.
Yeah, the hallway.
The hall room.
It's a hallway.
Well, it is I know, but it's about the size of a room. It's big. It's a big, wide hallway. And then she's got her sewing room back there, and then the gym.
Socrates, that's why I love your channel. No fuss, no muss, just straight toy and enjoyment. I saw a Jada actually made a G.I. Joe. I didn't see that.
The little ones.
Oh yeah, I don't like the tiny ones. I like the 124 and 118. I have some 132s, but I rather the 24 and the 18. Let's see. I still own DC comic graphic novels. from pre-Flashpoint. I drop off comics during the new 52. Okay. Do you have anything signed?
Signed like
Hi,
what?
Marcus.
Action figures or comic books or just general autographs. I got a lot of stuff. I know you can't see it from here.
Yeah.
Because I got my Mego Buck Rogers and Tweaky signed by Felix Silva and Gil Gerard up there, and I have some autographed photos, mostly wrestlers, and I have a ton of autographed comics. I used to have a lot more because back when I was doing shows in the 90s, autographs were free. Now they charge for them, and a lot in many cases.
David, what's your thoughts on NECA figures having problems with breaking parts? We actually just talked about that a little bit ago.
Yeah, we did one. I did a video where it's like an adult action figures were all being taken advantage of. I think that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I put that video out. Go back and check it out. They know they got people by the nostalgia cojones, and they're taking advantage of adult collectors. They're taking advantage of that nostalgia pocket, the need that people have to reach back to a better time, because most people spent their entire childhood wanting to grow up because they figure, yeah, I'll be able to do whatever I want and I'll have money and no one will tell me what to do. And then you grew up and you found out it's worse.
Yeah.
And then you wish you were a kid again, and this is the only way you can do it. And they know it, and they keep upping the price and giving us crappy stuff. A lot of the stuff is not great quality, and there are people who will staunchly defend bad quality stuff. And it's like, are you defending the company or the product? Because the company don't care about you at all. They just want your money. There's a lot to be said, but yeah, we just did a video discussion about it a couple 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay. Jughead said if he buys a house that he's gonna have you build him a toy room. I was laughing at Socrates, what his wife said.
What's that?
It says, so LPH, you're saying size matters, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
We'll just leave that right there.
You can take that any way you want. Add it to anything you wanted, add it to. I only so talking about pops, I only have some favorite pops, Tommy pops and all kinds of stuff like that. I remember autographs. I was shocked when I first saw prices. I got one autograph, and I didn't even want the guy to autograph it, and he insisted.
You?
Yeah. Remember that G.I. Joe card? The guy wanted to sign it, and I didn't want it. Yeah, I didn't want him to. Because when they autograph stuff, they splash it all over the front, and the guy drew the picture. And it's like, no, because then your autograph is going to be all over the picture, and how are you going to see it? So, he was actually kind of like, yeah, you're right. That makes sense. Thank you for appreciating my artwork. So he signed it on the back.
He wasn't offended. He wasn't offended because he did a great job on that art.
Yeah, and I told him, I was like, if you sign it, then it's going to be across the picture, and you won't be able to see the picture.
And
so he signed it on the back.
Some people are mindful of that, and some people are sloppy. Like, here, I'll take the Silva down. This is a good example. Because Felix Silva, the guy who played Tweaky, signed this. Do you see where it is?
No.
It's right,
yeah.
Right there on the black. Because he didn't want to write on the artwork.
Link said, I paid $5 to $10 for Steve Bloom from Cowboy Bebop for his autograph. That was back in 2010.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like in the 90s, when McFarlane was coming to the Great Eastern Conventions, he did autographs for free. How much are they? How much are they now? How much does McFarlane charge for an autograph now?
Who knows?
Yeah, it's crazy.
A couple of $100. Yeah, I can't see paying some hundreds of dollars for an autograph. I'm not knocking anybody that do. I'm just not into it. You're into it. Yeah, I'm not into autographs. Yeah. So I wouldn't take nothing to a show and ask somebody to autograph it. Because I'm not into that.
And like I said, it was easier back then, but now when you've got things like who was it? Harrison Ford charging $2,500 for an autograph, and how much is it really worth? You know, it's just insane how expensive it's all gotten.
Let's see, David. I had in the late 70s a green monster that you could ball up, and he would form back. Okay, what was that toy? Got a picture of it with me.
That's Crusher, and it was made by Mattel. He was about 18 inches tall, right? I think, or so and so. He was about this big, green, and he had like maybe an orange belt around the middle. And you would squeeze him down, and he'd stay there, and then you turn an air valve on his back, and he'd pop back up, right?
Oh, okay.
That's the Mattel Crusher.
Robert always wanted an autograph of Mark Hamill, William Shatner, and Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, how about this one? Ricardo Montalban and Hervé Villachet from Fantasy Island.
Marcus, I still enjoy collecting figs every few weeks. I make an extra 200 or 400 selling. Great hobby. 61 of and going strong. Also, I create artistic novelty signs on the side. Just created a cool haku. Okay.
Here's one of my favorites.
Jughead doesn't care for autographs either. Hey, I'm Big Bucks. I need your firstborn if you want my autograph. Yeah.
It feels like it. Here's one you'll never see again. Dwayne Johnson, but it's signed Rocky Maivia. Remember, he used to call himself Rocky Maivia when he first started wrestling.
Bo Gamut, $300 for an autograph. Are they going to take me out to dinner afterwards?
No. And then want like another like $40, $60, $80 to take a picture of them doing it too.
Scott collects. Hi. LPH, have you ever seen a UFO or been abducted? No, I've never seen a UFO, and I don't believe that they're out there.
No, it's all the government.
The guy, Conman Marty A, is selling autographs, 14 Migos on Walmart website for $70. What a con.
Marty Abrams.
Yeah.
From Miko.
Very cool. Fantasy Island. So sad. He offed himself. Oh, one of them committed suicide.
Hervé Villachet.
Too bad about Herbie. Oh, yeah, suicide.
He was mean as hell.
Really?
In real life, he was a monster. People were terrified of that guy.
Oh, wow. The little midget?
Yeah. He was mean, and he carried firearms. And he would threaten people with them. He would brandish them.
Oh, wow.
I seen interviews with a couple of his exes, and they said they were absolutely terrified of him because he was so violent and angry. You never know.
What's the tattoo on my arm? Those are my initials. I got it in 1996 when I just joined the military. My first tattoo, and for some reason I wanted to put my initials on my arm. And we went downtown on our weekend pass, and I went to a tattoo shop. Everybody went to the same tattoo shop, and I got my initials. TRW. My initials.
And Out of Sight is here.
Out of Sight.
All these people dropping in.
Yeah.
I know. We were thinking about backing up.
I can't understand why Harrison charged. I can't understand why he charged so much.
All you have to do is just refuse to do autographs. You know? Which he does anyways. I've heard him be very vocal about telling people to piss off. Actually, I've heard he's pretty rough with people asking about autographs. What is that? Gub Dig? He said he was in Hervé was in a James Bond movie, The Man with the Golden Gun.
Okay.
He was in The Man with the Golden Gun with what is that guy's name?
Yourself. Yeah.
What was the name of that actor?
Who?
The actor that was in The Man with the Golden Gun.
I don't like James Bond movies.
He played the villain, and he's a Christopher Lee.
Oh, Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee was the lead villain in that, and that was, I think, Roger Moore's second Bond film, if I'm not mistaken.
Big time wrestling collector. I met a few of the old timers in the 70s. Yeah, I do have a few autographs. Can you show us the alien implant in the back of your neck?
No, I can't show you that. I'm sorry.
Not a bad movie. Okay.
Not a bad movie.
So we've been on 3
yeah.
hours.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Because we were actually going to pull out about a half an hour ago, but you know the conversation keeps going. But yeah, some actors are as bad as sports people. Some of them get big heads, and you know they just can't keep their big mouth shut. Schwarzenegger.
Oh no.
Schwarzenegger, stick to acting, please. I don't care if you were governor of California.
The guy said he asked MIB about the ghosts in the in the
I told
basement.
You. He thinks there is one. I get him with that sometimes on his live stream. It's like, you know, type in there, "Hey Johnny, I think something has moved. Have you got a fan on back there?" And his I think he gets nervous.
Oh my God, why you do that to him?
Oh, come on, tease Johnny. He's all right.
Yeah.
Johnny's a cool guy.
Arnold loves our freedom, sure.
No, he
Thanks
doesn't.
for the great time. Very enjoyable to watch.
That's the quote that buried him, I think. Screw your freedom. Okay, Arnold, go on back to Austria then.
Anyone asks for our autograph? They asked for us to do selfies. We do selfies a bunch.
Yeah, at the show. No one's asked us to sign anything.
No, but a selfie
I think that's a
is
bit
good
much.
enough.
But you know, some people are like, "Hey, can I get a picture with you so that I can tell?" Because they know someone else who watches and they want to show that they saw us. It says people will be like, "Yeah, sure you did."
Oh, Brandon met the Undertaker. Oh, I'm so jealous. I want to meet him. Now, I probably would get his autograph. I don't know on what, a piece of paper or something.
Out of Slight talking about metal slug figures. They are really nice, but man, that price point just makes me itch. Speaking of which, hold on, let me show one more thing.
Nostalgic, good for you. You never listen to what a celebrity like to say, because for some reason, celebrities believe that it's their job to speak into your life and tell you what to do, who to vote for, what insurance to get, what car to buy, what clothes to wear, what foods to eat, all of this stuff. And it's like, me and you don't have the same problems.
They are actors. They're getting paid to say that stuff.
And we don't have the same issues. We don't have the same problems. You know, so
it's like that with that Alone Together nonsense, and people were like, "Oh, we're all in this together."
He was not in this together.
You're on a $184 million yacht in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, but yeah, we're in this together. This is a gift I gave to LPH a few years back.
Yeah.
And that is the Undertaker's autograph and Paul Bear's autograph.
And a ticket.
With the this is the JSA authentication, and this is an Undertaker signature, which he will not do anymore. He hasn't done that signature in years. Now he just does a UT with an arrow.
Yeah.
And I got these and I matted and framed them. I did it myself, matted and framed them for her as a gift because she's a big Undertaker fan.
Yeah. Ridley said, I've met some YouTubers. I got bite. He got bit figuratively. Hopefully you guys just don't put on an act for the camera.
I know what you're talking about because we ran into that at one of the big toy shows a couple of years ago, remember? And there was two guys from two different big YouTube toy channels. Not going to name names because I'm not trying to get into a pissing match. But, you know, they're like, yeah, you ready? Can we just get this shit over with? All right, dude. And then suddenly, and then the one guy turns the camera on. Hey, we're here at such and such, and oh man, I just love toys, and it's like, you phony. It's like, do you even collect toys? Do you know anything about them?
Oh my God.
And I had been talking to him a little bit earlier, and I had mentioned something. And I got the impression he didn't know what the hell I was talking about, action figures. And I was like, such and such a line. And he was like, oh, yeah, I remember those. Do you remember this figure? Oh, yeah, I remember that. I made it up. He didn't know what the hell I was talking about. He's just like, and I hate that.
Screw your feelings. That is awesome. Bear was one of a kind manager. Taker enough said, yeah, I like Paul Bear. I like Undertaker. And I had read... And I wanted to try to see the whole thing put together. because you had Paul Bear and the Undertaker, and then they brought Kane in, and they made this whole elaborate storyline because Kane was supposed to be the Undertaker's brother,
yeah, his younger brother,
and how they grew
accidentally burned down the funeral
home. Yeah, they grew up in a funeral home, and it was all kind of things going on.
God.
And Kane burned it down, and Paul Bear got in. It was an elaborate story, and I'm like, man, I wanted to hear the whole story because I read it somewhere, and it was like bits and pieces. And I was like, man, that sounds like a good story, even though it's not true, but it sounds like a good. Oh no, zombies! It's not a good.
Oh, Pixel Dan, huh? Is that who?
It just sounds like a good story, and I wanted to read it. You sound like, oh no. I met a YouTuber I watched with my brother. Very awkward. You guys are the real deal. Thank you, Socrates. We try to be.
Nobody pays me to talk. No, I just said no. It can't pay me. Can't pay me to shut up.
It ain't nothing I need. Your backdrop of all those awesome vintage toys is a sight to behold. Thank you.
Thank you. We're in the corner, and we've been trying to move around on the different live streams.
Yeah, the show the room a little bit so people can see.
People ask a lot, and it sparks interest too, because we get a lot of people like, what is that? Or do you have this? And that's why it's like magic. I can just go like, oh, look, do you have this? Oh, here we go, and just reach like there's somebody under the table handing me stuff here. It helps when everything's on when most of our stuff is on display, because again, such a big room. And that's an argument a lot of people will use against you too when you collect it. Be like, yeah, you can't enjoy it because you can't display it. You don't have the space. Yes, I do. But even if you don't have the space, rotate it out. Yeah, we rotate it. Even if you don't have the space.
So what?
So what? You have it, and one day you'll figure it out.
Yeah, you got it in hand. You have possession of it, and that's all that matters. And because
it's a start.
Somebody else don't have possession of it.
If they bought it, if they bought it for you, they can worry about it.
Yeah.
If they contributed nothing but a bad attitude, they can go take a flying jump.
Nostalgia said he think he had some of them McDonald's figures a long time ago. I like watching you guys. My brother watches you guys a lot. He hears you live streams or driving delivery pizza. Oh, listens to him.
This is one of my favorite action figure lines. Is the 1976 Remco.
Joel's.
They put so much effort into this.
Yeah,
they really did. The card stock is super thick. The action figures are great detail.
But they had to make a different mold for each character.
Yeah, there's no mold duplication here. Every character is so drastically different.
Except for the McCheese now.
And these are 12th scale. 12th scale figures. No, they are different.
The McCheese one is different?
The McCheese is a cheeseburger, and Big Mac is a double patty Big Mac.
Oh, okay.
Their head sculpts are completely different. They are completely different. I'll take Mr. Mayor McCheese here. And you notice the Child World price tags of $1.97. But you see them side-by-side comparison there. They're all different. And there's so much effort. And the playset is highly underrated. I show the back there. I'll put him back. And I have the playset sealed, which is impossible to find anymore. But, I mean, that is a working train that they're riding. It's got a little McDonald's with little food and just all kinds of stuff going on there. It's so impressive. And they started and ended with this line. And another toy company in the 2000s made a homage set of figures very similar to these, but in boxes.
Mm-hmm.
They made a couple of carded ones for conventions, but they made boxed ones very similar to these as, like I said, a homage to it. I'm trying to remember who it was that made those. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Socrates wants to know if you remember the Jaws toy line.
Jaws? Ideal.
And Robert wants to know how long it took for you to do this room. Wasn't it? It didn't take you that long.
No. Most of the work was the trenching. Because I didn't have a backhoe, so I had to dig by hand. But
this room right here, not the trenching.
I don't know, just like a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
really.
about a month.
And then I installed the flooring and I did everything.
The what you call the framing, the drywall. We had a electrician to come in and run the lights and do all that.
Yeah, because he to get the power down here proper needed a new junction box. And I can do basic wiring, but I'm not messing with a junction box.
No.
And I was like, yeah, let him do that.
The stuff that he can do, he do.
Yeah.
And we rebuilt the bathroom and all of that. Put the floors in.
Jughead's running away.
Oh, Jughead, that's cool. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us so long. Hey, I met Chief J Strongbow and Andre the Giant in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Worcester.
The chief drove up to the Audi in the old VW Bug, missing front seat. Andre sitting next to 6 cases of Budweiser.
That sounds like Andre. He drank very heavily.
Did he?
He did. He drank a lot, and he drank weird stuff. Like that time that he had that accident in the ring.
Oh yeah, that's what Robert is saying.
Yeah, he did do that. That did happen. He sat on the guy, but then when he did, he had an accident because he had been drinking. I want to say they said he had 24 bottles of wine and he drank a case of clamato juice.
That's clam juice.
The clam juice. He used to drink clam juice, and I guess it upset his stomach.
Ooh.
And then he messed on the guy, but then he was so drunk also couldn't get up.
Oh my god.
Because I heard the interview. I forget who it was, but I heard the interview with the guy that happened to, and he said dude couldn't get up, and he's just like, I'm sorry. And he's like, please. And then, when he got up, he said, I was like, screw the match. And I just rolled over and just ran down to the locker rooms and got in the shower. In my outfit. And I was just like, oh my God, that must have been horrible.
In bleach.
That would have been horrible.
The reason toy and video game shows were where people go out and look for stuff take a while to make is because you're not always going to find something worth that much at a show. Okay, to show off. Socrates' wife, thank y'all for being instrumental in getting Socrates to collect for enjoyment versus investment. I've been telling them that for years.
You can't be sure. You can't be sure if it's an investment or not. You don't know what it's going to do. It could be something could maintain a really strong value. Something could really tank. Yeah. I've got stuff that's truly ridiculously rare that you don't see. And I pointed out the Chatter Chums earlier. It's hard to find these in the box and in still working condition. They're not worth a lot. Nobody wants them, except for the rare exception is the Pink Panther. Sometimes gets quite a bit, and the Winnie the Pooh, which I don't even have. And for some reason that one is very expensive. But I've got rare stuff or like the Sesame Street, and I had shown these before too. I got 12th scale Knickerbocker Sesame Street action figures in the box. And these are fantastic. And these were made in, I think it was 1982 or 1981, I think it was 1981 actually. Made by Knickerbocker, and it is a 12th scale jointed action figure, mixed media. So he's wearing real clothing. Try finding these. Try finding. You'll be lucky if there's 4 in the set. They only made these 4. And I did a showcase a few months ago of these because people saw them on the wall and wanted to know what they were. Maybe one will turn up in the box in a year, but you probably won't pay more than $50 for it. So you never know. And that's, to me, and I think this is fantastic. I love having this. I'm nostalgic for the classic Sesame Street that I grew up with, not the modern garbage. But again, it's super rare, but supply and demand. Even though there's not a lot of them, most people don't know about them, and they're like, whatever.
Hi, Graphic Man. We see Johnny Future in there. I collect 100% for enjoyment and entertainment. Well, enjoyment, because you know, I have stuff that other people won't like, but I like it. Just
You like it.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's with anything. And we make fun about the pops and whatever. But if that's what you like, that's what you
That's
like.
what you
That's
like.
your money. Because if you collect and you say it's collecting and you do it solely for investments, are you really a collector?
Yeah.
You know, because you're sitting this in the corner and you say, okay, in 5 years, I'm gonna see what the market is doing
This
and
is
I'm
my
going to sell.
retirement plan.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
so that's not really collecting. That's just you doing an investment. You can buy stocks and do that, or crypto or something like that.
Yeah.
But you know, mine 100% enjoyment. Um, everything I have, I want. I think I
Yeah.
have a handful of stuff that I don't want, or I have a duplicate of that I want to sell. Other than that, I think you should collect for an enjoyment. Now, I know people do collect to make money and they invest and do all that. And you know, you got those people out there. So just don't screw people over when you do it.
Yeah.
If that's what you're gonna do, don't totally screw somebody over.
Yeah, but the you know, the toys that I collect, I just really want. I really like them, or they remind me of something, or it's something I would have wanted from my childhood. The comic books are the same thing. That's why one of the reasons probably I can't get into the modern stuff, beside the bad writing, but the modern comics, I just can't get into it. Um, but it's if you love it, it's a lot better. And if you're doing it for investment, like I said, it's a toss of a coin. You don't know if it's worth something or not in 5-10 years. It's if you're doing it just for investment, it's probably not worth your time ultimately.
Really? No, Scott, would you agree with this? Rare does not equal expensive, and expensive does not necessarily mean rare. Demand determines value. And we actually did a video on that. Rare versus not rare, something like that. But we talked about that specifically. Because you look on eBay and everything on there is rare.
Yeah, everything's rare.
You know,
I've said that several times on the videos. It's like rare doesn't mean valuable at all.
You know, it doesn't. And just because you stick a rare label on it, don't mean you can jack the price up $300.
Yeah, and like I had just pointed out, you know, I've got figures like some of these advertising icons. Here's a good example.
I'm not going to even try to pronounce your name, but you asked, did we get a Bluetooth receiver for the old stereo? No, actually, we ended up having to buy a record player,
a separate one,
a second record player, and it said that it's the Bluetooth, and that thing wouldn't connect to no Bluetooth. So then I ended up having to buy a bookshelf speaker with the RCA jack, and that's what we use. And I'm not doing no more with that with that radio.
This is an original Pillsbury Playthings vinyl Pillsbury Doughboy in the package from like 1974. And this, if you look this up on eBay, you're only going to see a few of these, but it will be cheaper than the Pillsbury Doughboy Funko Pop. And there's hundreds of those. So there's a jaded perception there. This is truly rare, should be worth more than a Funko Pop, especially when there's hundreds of them.
Yeah.
But it's not because of a variety of reasons. Yeah, the demand. Most people don't even know this exists, for one thing.
Yeah.
And I think this is much better. It's got some history. This is back from when advertising icons actually meant something. You know, it's rare to find it still preserved. You know, most of the time when you see these, they're loose, they're yellow. People put them in their kitchens. They got covered in grease. So to find it like this, but you can find it like this, and a lot cheaper than you would pay for a pop. And I think it means a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it means a lot more. I'd rather have this. But is the other stuff valuable? because it's in such demand or because people think it should be. You know.
Socrates says, have we seen that the cereal with Funko-like toys in them? They even have chases and those. Wow, I've never heard of that. Ugh. That's ridiculous, though. Okay, that's awesome. Copy that. I recently bought a Masters of the Universe figure on eBay. $10 shipping. Said free. The seller said free. The seller then added $10 to shipping, and he changed listed as also to include shipping. Wow, what a scam! Yeah, you can complain to eBay about all that.
Yeah.
Link remembers mom had a Pillsbury plush. I had some great comics, but got to be 8 boxes, way too much. I do miss the ones I had at one time. Mm-hmm. The first appearing of Alien and Venom and all of that. Orwell had some good ones. Okay. I also actually looks like
Ridley is saying it also actually looks like the character. Mm-hmm. What's so appealing about bug-eyed round blob versions of a classic mm-hmm. character? Well, it was working. Mm-hmm. But anyways, we went way over what we expected for starting early.
Yeah.
But we probably got to get going. Yeah. We have a few things to do.
But we thank all of y'all for spending the time and chatting and all of that. We really appreciate it. Thank you for hitting the like button and all of that.
Yeah, please do hit the like button if you have not. It means something.
It does.
It does. It means something. And we may be doing we might do one on Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean we talked to you guys. Well, maybe I don't know on Halloween because Halloween is Sunday and we usually do it on Saturdays, but we'll see which one would be good.
Yeah, we'll see. Mm-hmm. We could do one because last time we did one on 4th of July. Mm-hmm. And we didn't think anybody was going to watch, and it was loaded.
Yeah,
everybody was in there.
Yeah,
but Ridley says 21 more hours. I don't know if I can pull that
off. We had a very draining week, and we wanted to come on and try to help ease our minds some. Yeah, sure. And it helped out a lot.
Talk to a few people, see what's going on, and just share some interests and experience.
Mm-hmm. But anyway,
much love to Crumb.
We hope y'all have a good rest of your night and mm-hmm. weekend, and hopefully your week is not an eventful week. It's a very restful week. Mm-hmm. So until next time, bye.
Yeah, bye. We'll see you again.